Right, I think that might be it. You all right, Scott? Called totally unexpected. Hopefully, Steve's ending is. He said he was having trouble getting it back on or something, so I said to him, just end it and I'll take over for the only, 25 minutes. He's been on 3 hours or something anyway, so. You're not going to let me lift that down, Hannah, are you? You all right, Belfast? It was totally my fault. You all right, Will? Yeah, totally my fault. I messed it up. I forgot that I'd asked Steve at the weekend to do it. And then when I looked at the diary yesterday, it was blank. So I asked you and Jamie to come on. And then I was laying there having a nice chilled out afternoon, and suddenly my phone started going there. You all right, Global? So yeah, totally my fault. So I'll take responsibility. So what was Steve talking about before he went? Were you still talking about the new Christmas coin? And did you all manage to get the link for it? You did. Excellent. Yeah, I don't know when. I think it's Tuesday or Thursday. No, there's no codes for it. It's just about a quid cheaper than getting it from the mint or whatever. Thanks for bringing the 50% off code to my attention. That's all right. It wasn't. I mean, somebody said it to me, so it's a case of sharing it with everybody, wasn't it? I think loads of us got deals on there in the end. So that's what it's about. Share it about as much as we can, and all that. Good evening, Nanny, Jeff, Andy, Chris, Disney, Lorna. Is it getting set up? I doubt very much it's going to be circulated. That's just my opinion. I don't think they've actually said yet. No, so I've got a link for the Christmas coin from I think it was UK Coin Hunt. He's selling it. He's got it on order now if anybody wants it for £9.29. So it'll be a bit cheaper. And I just gave people the link if they wanted it. No, I can't imagine that Ian will be getting them. If it was anything like previous years, they're just going to sell out incredibly fast again, aren't they? Yeah. So I just shared the link if anybody wanted to buy it. You cost me a lot. I think that's the trouble, isn't it? When you see a deal like that for 50% off, a lot of the silver proofs as well. It's difficult not to jump over there and spend a little bit more than what you thought. But 50% off it was worth doing, wasn't it? Silver proof A to Z, yeah. So yeah, it was a good deal. I can't remember who it was that put me onto it. But it was good. So for anybody that wasn't in earlier on when I popped in to tell Steve, the big news at the moment is that Ian is going to be stepping away from YouTube for a couple of weeks. He's just found the pressure of everything getting a bit too much for him. So he's going to step away from YouTube for a few weeks to concentrate on things like the Gruffalo and other workloads that need to carry on, back at the office and what have you. there will be still 12-hour streams each day, and if Ian's got any news that he needs to update people with, then I'll slot him in for an hour or whatever it is, and he'll come on and tell everybody. There's been a lot of sort of stuff going on in the background and that sort of thing, this weekend especially. That's not been particularly nice. And the stress and everything has just got too much for him. And I suppose, like most of you will understand, Fran was coming home from work, sort of expecting a chill out evening with Ian, and she was sort of walking straight into, a couple of hours of the coin world. So it was putting a strain on them as well, and, so he's just going to take a back seat for a few weeks and just concentrate on everything else. So in the meantime, any queries or anything you've got, if you direct them through to me, and I'll do my best to sort out any queries or any issues that you might have. I'm in regular contact with him almost on a daily basis anyway. So whenever there's any news or anything like that, I can try and sort things out for you. Focus on the business, yeah, exactly. Understandable, we've all got his back. Oh, there we go, there's Yuku Coin Hunt. There we go. And I was just telling people, I think a few of them have been over to you, mate, and ordered from you as well. So you might be getting a few more extra orders, and for anybody that hadn't got it, I'll even pop the link in there for you now. So there's the link. If you want to pop over and order the Christmas coin already. Wombo Ali, good evening. So that's really the sort of the big news. Ian's going to be stepping back, and he's sort of given me some perimeters, if you like, to work along. But they're also going to be, to a certain extent, I can mess about with them and change them. We will still continue with the 1 and 2p auctions. We will still continue with the A to Z auctions and that kind of stuff. And we will still continue with the cash auctions. What I'm going to look at doing is try to assign, I'll have a look through the diary and see which jockeys are on the most, and I'll try to assign those specific auctions, so that you'll know when that jockey's on. It's 1 or 2p auctions or whatever. So that's something I'm going to be working on over the next couple of days. The one thing I will say for you, Steve, I've just seen you asking UK Coin Hunter thing, question about payment. I can tell you now, his delivery is incredibly fast. I ordered a couple of the albums off him, which I think are the best quality albums that are out there, and the delivery was incredibly quick. So yeah, I'll certainly plug that anyway. So the other main thing that we're going to be doing in the lead up to Christmas, some of you that were on last night will know Chippy Doodle Angela. She suggested us doing a Christmas tree raffle. And so the basic idea of that is any viewers, coin jockeys will do it as well. We'll send in coins. Originally, they were going to be hung on the tree, and you would be able to buy raffle tickets for that. I think we've already had 2 people come forward and say they're prepared to donate 4 silver proofs. So we've tweaked it a little bit. Obviously, the weight of too many coins on the Christmas tree, it's not going to be too good. So I've had a chat with Steve, very briefly, Steve Fraser, and you'll see that he has a table behind him when he streams. So he's going to get a miniature version Christmas tree, and he's going to have that on his table. Excuse me. All the coins will be sent to Steve, and they'll be around the base of the tree. But every time a coin gets sent in, he will write a tag on it and hang it on the tree as well. So you'll be able to have official idea there as well. We've not 100% on where the money will be going to yet. The first one that's been suggested to me is there's a homeless organisation. I think it's in Weymouth, but don't count me on that. And it's something like the bus shelter or something. And basically, they've bought an old, clapped out bus, and they've turned it into a night shelter for homeless people. So that's one suggestion where the donations would be going towards that. But anybody else that's got ideas of where they'd like to see within the homeless umbrella, if you like, anybody else that's got any other ideas, where they'd like to see the money going, just give us a shout, and we'll see what we can do with that. Yeah, that's not. I mean, give us a day or two to work it all out fully. The raffle tickets will be going on sale virtually straight away, because obviously you can buy the tickets as soon as they're coming in. We've not 100% worked out how we're going to do it with regards to prizes at the moment. I think initially it was just going to be one person was going to win the lot, but obviously we don't know how many coins that will be. So Steve has suggested maybe we split it up a little bit, and either everybody gets a prize if we've got that many coins, or we'll split it into several prizes or something. I don't know. It's difficult to gauge that until we know exactly how many coins we've got coming in. At the moment, we're limited to, on the raffles, that we can only sell 100 tickets for a raffle. I've got no idea what sort of price that we're going to put on them. My feeling is I like to keep the raffle tickets around about the £2 or £3 mark. If you're buying something for sort of 17 quid, it's easy enough to buy around, a ticket around it up to 20 quid. But that's just my personal opinion. But there's nothing to say that if we sell out the 100 tickets incredibly fast, that we couldn't create a second raffle. So rather than, although it would show on your screen as 1 to 100, if we marked it as raffle point, version 1.2, then we could effectively start that. I know it shows up on your orders as you've ordered number 1, but effectively we would be able to class that as 201. So maybe that's something that we can do if they do sell out really fast. And yeah, so it just gives us a day or two just to really finalise everything, exactly how it's going to work, and what we're going to do with that. But certainly, I say the idea was come from Chippy Doodle, Angela Clover last night. So we've literally just had sort of a day and a bit to run it through ourselves and think about it, and it's something Ian and Fran are keen to do. The other thing that we're going to do in sort of tandem with that is there will be also a Just Giving page set up that will obviously all be going to the same charity. So if anybody's got any ideas on charities or whatever that they want to nominate, by all means come forward and let us know, whether it's... Sorry, I'll turn that off. Whether you've got a particularly bad homeless problem in your area, anything like that. just let us know about that. What about doing the same with coins with COA if you need more tickets? Yeah, that's what I say. I mean, there's nothing to stop us, just selling out 100 tickets and limiting it there. There's certainly ways around it that we can work it. But yeah, so at the moment, just hold fire. We're sending anything in at the moment because we're still sort of trying to work out the logistics around that. Originally, Ian said that he was happy to receive the coins and then he would forward them on to whoever was going to be having the Christmas tree. But I need to chat with Steve because I think his address is on his website anyway. It's just purely the program that they've got on the website, Madeline. I believe it's limited to either, I think it's 30, 50 or 100 tickets. It's just purely, the program that's on the website limits it to 100. But yeah, like Chris and that are saying, there's no reason that we couldn't do something else to keep the donations coming in, and buying raffle tickets and everything else. So that's just sort of why it's limited there. Don't forget your charity in mind. You can mention that again and what you're looking to do. I certainly will. No, it's nothing on the law or raffle licenses or anything like that. It's just purely the program that they're using on the website that does that. So on with what Scott's just said there about Mind. I think it sort of started as a bit of a joke. We're all going down to the mint in January, and somebody had mentioned about me doing it in drag or something, and I'd said, okay, if you can get £250 donation to the mental health charity of my choice, then I'd do my tour of the mint in drag. So the way we worked out that is I finally come up with Mind. It's a charity that I've used quite a lot in the past. They do a brilliant job, thankless task. Their website's absolutely fantastic for anybody that's got mental health problems. So I nominated them, and what we've decided on, obviously nobody's going to come out with a £250 donation. So what Ian has said is if anybody wants to make donations towards that, you can do it via the admin listed on the site. So obviously you're going to get charged the £1 postage on that. It's just, we can't take that off, unfortunately. So just bear that in mind if you're going to make a donation. He will keep a track of all donations that are sent in, but you must put in the chat box, put in Mind or put in Warren's charity or Warren's drag, anything, so it's easy for them to distinguish what it's for. Should we reach the £250 mark by January the 24th, I think it might have been, then the Great British Coin Hunt will also donate a further 25%. So that will take us well over the £300 mark. And I really appreciate if anybody can make a donation to that. It doesn't matter how big, how small. Obviously, for donations for that, you're not going to be able to use your points or your vouchers. I think, that's just common sense, really. John, if you have my phone number and get a chance, give me a call later or sometime tomorrow regarding this. Yeah, not a problem, John. If it's not too bad, I'll do it tomorrow, mate, because I'm on till midnight tonight, so I'll be absolutely shattered by the time I come off here. So I'll give you a bell tomorrow sometime regarding that, if that's right with you, John. I assume that's Steve saying, computers. Time out, Mr. Fraser, swearing. Yeah, I agree with that, Chris. I've got some thoughts, ideas on the Christmas raffle, but easier to discuss because I'm rubbishly slow at typing. Not a problem, Nanny. So, I'm trying to think how we can do that. You've got my email, haven't you? So anytime you want, you can drop me an email or anything like that. I might be able to give you my number. I think actually, if you go back and have a look on any of my videos of Lighty Collects, I think my phone number's on some of those anyway. Yeah, that's not a problem, Nanny. Not a problem at all. We can have a chat about that. And Steve Fraser, so this has only really come about tonight. I know Chippy Doodle mentioned it yesterday, but it was only this afternoon I got to have a chat with Ian and sort of run a few ideas around each other's heads. So it's only sort of tonight that we've confirmed that we will be doing it. So yeah, we're still, any ideas, throw them at us. But Steve mentioned about possibly getting Mick to do a press release or something with regards to it. I know Mick's just been added onto the WhatsApp group, so I might message Mick with regards to that and see if he can do some sort of a press release. Because if it's all going towards a good cause, the more sort of publicity that we can get, the better. That's my view on it anyway. John, absolutely fine. If I don't answer, it's because I'm at work or busy. Yeah, not a problem, John. I'll give you a bell tomorrow to sort that out. Nanny's going to email me a number. Brilliant. Steve Fraser, cut my finger on the screen after hitting it, hence the blood being on my computer. I didn't see Steve, so I had you on in the background, but I was doing other stuff, so I didn't actually get to see it. Good evening, Suzanne. Good to see you. Pigs might fly. What's that with regards to Madeline? I don't know what you're talking about. But are you like, good job you didn't use a hammer? Yeah, typical police making a false statement. So there's going to be a few, sort of little tweaks and little changes around, around some of the channels. Me, Steve, and Hannah, we've got our CJ battle on eBay. We're going to be doing that this week. Okay, I'll sort that out. So we're going to be doing that this week. And as soon as we've got the videos together, I've never sort of done video editing. You'll know, if you watch any of my videos, I just do it as I come, and that's it with me. So, but once we get the 3 videos in for the eBay, we're going to somehow try and put it together into one video, and then we'll upload it. But it should be a good bit of fun. What's the poor computer done to you, Steve? Hannah, did you get the Princess Di £5 coin? It was so funny, honestly. I said to Louise yesterday, for all this time you've been talking about it, and it's been sat on the website the entire time. And I just found it purely by chance yesterday. I was just browsing through some different sections on the website and come across it. I was going to put it up for an auction last night, but you didn't show up, so I thought I better not. John Gamble, obviously I'll be doing an all-American stream on the 23rd of November, which we can do an article about. Brilliant, John, that's absolutely brilliant. I know Mick's raring to go with any sort of, publicity that he can get us. So yeah, maybe he'll do that. It's in my basket. You'd not need makeup in January if you had done. It was funny actually because Ian popped on last night. It was quite interesting. We had sort of unintentionally, we had a bit of a Q&A session going, and there were a few difficult questions being asked, and but I think everybody ended up happy. But as Ian does, he just randomly threw up a couple of £5 coins, and I was like, no, please, Ian, don't pick that one. But no, he didn't. But I just couldn't believe all this time that we've been sitting here and you've been looking for it. And it was there the entire time. But yeah, at least you found it now. So going forward with the auctions, if any of the auctions are in the 1 and 2p's or the 10p's and the other long list of coins that you can use, none of those will have opening bids. It's literally just a one coin opening bid on them. We're going to be steering away from the COAs because I think it's just fair that we give the office a bit of a break on that for the time being anyway. So yeah, they won't have any opening bids. If it's somebody else doing the cash bids, it will be an opening bid of 30% of the retail value of that coin. I like to be a little bit different and I don't always play by the rules that have been given to me. So I'm not going to do that at all. If I do any cash bids, I will do them opening bids for face value. So for an argument's sake, Hannah's got this £5 coin that she's looking for. I think it's about 15 quid on the site, 20 quid on the site. If I was to auction that, I would just have an opening bid of £5 face value, because I like to be a bit different and bend the rules a bit. So that's something that we'll have a bit of fun with going forward as well. What else have I got to cover? Still, please, because I know lots of people grabbed some cracking deals over the weekend, and some people have got an awful lot of coppers to be sending in, which is, fine. That's what it was all about. Please don't combine your orders. If you've won 2 separate auctions, bag them up in 2 separate bags, and in each bag just chuck a little post-it note or a little note in each bag saying what it is you've won and how many coins it's for. You can then put both of those into the same pack, box or jiffy bag or whatever, but please don't combine them, because that's just going to delay you getting your orders, because it means more work for everybody back at the office. And please include a note with it. So many people even now are still sending in notes, sending in coins with no notes or anything at all on them. What was the last one I was going to say? Similar sort of thing. I'm going to get it wrong, so I'm going to pick both of them because it's one of the two. I can't remember which one. It's either Bungle, which I think it is, or My Family. Ian has been taking delivery of people sending in stuff essentially to a PO box for them, and then he forwards it on to them. But again, people are just sending in stuff without a note or anything. So please, if you're sending anything, whether it's got to be passed on to somebody else or anything like that, please put notes in there. Because all that's happening is they're opening these up, there's no notes, they're getting chucked in the corner of the office, until they've caught up on all the orders, and it's only then they're going back and trying to work out what it's for. So if you can do that, that's really helpful. Chris, we should try a Dutch auction sometime. Yeah, again, if we get enough people interested in that, that's something we can certainly do. But on the same side, I don't know, because oh, hang on. Is a Dutch auction totally different to the way we do it? I was thinking you meant an auction for Dutch coins. I take it a Dutch auction is something slightly different, so I'll wait for you to come back and tell me what you mean. It's only because Madeline's asked you the same question. Good evening, Tracy. Always makes me laugh when I see your name, because I said to you before, didn't I? I got a cousin with the same name. Hey, Warren. Do we know what's going to happen with the Brexit now? Will we be refunded in points, or can we wait until then? I did cover this the other evening, but maybe you weren't on. For anybody that has pre-ordered the Brexit coin, obviously, it's totally out of Great British Coin Hunt's powers of whatever, what's happened on that. Although I'm sure some people will probably blame me for that being delayed as well. But what he's said is, if you're happy to wait for it to come, when it's, I think, is it the 31st of January it's been delayed till now? So if you're happy to wait until the 31st of January or whenever they decide they're going to release it, any orders will be honoured. If you would rather you get a refund, then send an email to tgbch@outlook.com. In the comments section, subject box, sorry, just put for attention of John, and if you put Brexit in it, and then just explain, you'd rather have a refund, then they will refund you the money on that anyway. So, it's entirely down to you if you'd rather have the points, or you'd rather have the cash, or you'd rather, just wait. It's entirely up to you. Be right back. Need to restart alarms for tomorrow before we all sleep in. The joys of living alone, no alarms. Good evening, Jack. How's that drawing coming on? It was pretty impressive when I saw it last. Dutch is where you start with a high price, then lower it until people start to bid. Chris is saying the first way, CJ starts high price, gradually price lowers until somebody accepts the price. Okay, so for an argument's sake, then let's say, and I don't know, this is the first I've heard of them. For argument's sake, you were saying I put up, say a Gruffalo, and I start you off at £100, and I slowly come down. And the first time somebody jumps in and makes a bid, are you saying that that's when the auction stops? The point that somebody makes that first bid? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Okay. That's the first I've heard of it, but it's something interesting. Maybe that's something we could trial. My initial thought on that would be, I would probably want to trial that on maybe some of the foreign cash or something like that first, as it would be new for us trialing it as well. But I'll have a chat anyway. I'll say, let me just make a note of it, because my mind is like a sieve at the moment. as you'll know by the mess up that I made with the timetable earlier on today. And it's sod's law, isn't it? I normally have everything prepared for me, but because Steve messed up his stream, so what's it called? A Dutch auction. Okay, I will have a look at that and see what we can do with that. You look so tired, Warren. Been working on it. Oh, the drawing, you've been working on it all day. Also, I'd like to see it because the picture I saw yesterday was really good. I am a bit tired, if I'm honest. I had a bit of a nap this afternoon for about an hour, trying to catch up on some sleep. But yeah, it's been a bit of a hectic week and weekend with a lot of stuff that's been going on. But fingers crossed, we're sorted now, and we'll keep it going anyway. Thank you, Lorna. She's just popped up the email address there. But please, if you've got any queries, please don't send an email to John, an email to me, a WhatsApp to Ian, because all that does is actually confuse it. We think that it's 3 separate issues that you've got. So if you're going to send any, queries or any issues you might have, just please send it to just one of us. And I would ask at the moment, could you stop it from going to Ian? He's just asked for a couple of weeks off because the stress and that has been getting a bit much for him. So, just send it to me or John, and we'll get it sorted the best we can. Just confirm it. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea for the Dutch auction. Yeah, it does. I say it's the first time I've ever heard of it, but it certainly sounds like a good idea. You need a PA, Warren. I wouldn't say no to one. Maybe I'll have to put an advert out there for one. So that's pretty much the changes that we're going to have going forward. I saw that was it, Nanny. Sorry, I didn't ignore you. I did see it and just go back. Do we know if the copper auctions will happen again next month, or is it too early to tell yet? Wow, I can exclusively reveal to you, you won't have to wait until next month for the copper auctions. The copper auctions are going to be taking place on a regular basis. I'm not, I'll give you an idea of how easily I found them. And I didn't actually bid on any of the auctions this weekend. I got £10 in 2p's and £10 in 1p's, and I haven't finished them yet, and I haven't counted them, but you can see that's a full bag. That's a full bag. And that's the full bag, and they're all non-magnetic, and that's just from £10. And how many have I got left to do? I've still got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I've still got a 5's worth to do. So I found, pretty much 3 full bags. And still 5 left to sort through. So it's really easy to, to find these coins. But yeah, so they will be done a lot more frequently than what was the original plan. As I was trying to explain earlier on, we're thinking about, I don't know at the moment, it'll probably be within the next day or two, I would imagine. We're just trying to think it through over the next day or two about how we're going to do it, but the chances are that a certain CJ will be assigned, 1 and 2p's. I don't know, so just off the top of my head, say Steve Fraser will be assigned 1 and 2p's. So you'll know that whenever Steve Fraser is on, if he puts up an auction, it will only be 1 and 2p's. If, I don't know, if Hannah's on, it'll be your A to Z 10p's and your other coins that you could use. And then whenever I'm on, I'll start you any auction at face value. Anybody else doing a cash auction has got to start at 30%. Because obviously, at the end of the day, it is a business and it's, it needs to make money. So we need to put a starting bid on cash auctions. But I like to sail a bit closer to the wind. So, for argument's sake, if I pick you up at Kew Gardens, we can't because they're on the COA. But for argument's sake, if I pick you up at Kew Gardens, I would be asking you for a starting bid of 50p. Or, well, it's £1, I beg your pardon, because we go up in pound increments. Whereas somebody else that was starting at Kew Garden, I don't know, is it 25 or 30 quid it's on the site for with the COA and that? So they would be looking for sort of £9 or £10 opening bid on it. But I say I like to break the rules a little bit and sail a bit closer to the wind. So I'll just do it at face value. So yeah, I don't mind doing that at all. And John Gamble's saying he'll do US coins. So any auctions that John does, you'll be able to use the US coins that Ian has said that you can use. I'm not fully up to date on all of the coins that are allowed to be used. I know it was the state and national quarters, the commemorative ones. I must admit, John, actually, it's the first time I watched somebody's video the other day and they had a lot of the state quarters on there, and it actually reminded, I know it's totally different, I know, but it reminded me in a sense of our A to Z coins, where each quarter had a different state and had a different picture and that on it, and I thought it was really cool. Yeah, so that's something I might have to have a look at that. I really like the look of it. $half and dollars, okay. So yeah, so every time that John's on, you'll know that any auction he's got, you can use those coins to bid on. So it'll be good fun. That's going forward. It just makes it also a lot easier for you guys that, whenever you see a particular jockey on, you know that that's the denomination of coins that you can use whenever they're on. So it just makes it a lot easier. Hi Warren, what have I missed? Sorry, been sorting son's diary, etc. for school. Okay, basically, evening, has anybody shopped with UK coin hunt? I'll get back to you in a tick, Disney. I have, Marie. It was me that put the link up, and I'll put the link up now again for anybody else. This is for, and I'm not getting anything in return for sharing this link, but this is for the Christmas coin that's released this week. And if you order it with UK Coin Hunt, you can get it for £9.29. So it's cheaper than you can get it with the mint. But Marie was just asking if I've shopped with him, or is anybody else. I've got the folders from him, and for me, these are the best quality folders that are out there. They're really, really good quality, and they take the 50p's, they'll take your 10p's, but they will also take your £2 as well. these are absolutely brilliant quality, and I couldn't swear, but I think it was something like a Thursday afternoon I ordered it with him, and it was delivered on the Friday. Admittedly, me and him do live in the same town, although we don't know each other, but we do live in the same town. But yeah, it was incredibly fast delivery. So yeah, so I would recommend him if you are going to order anything from him, Marie. He's definitely a good guy to order from. Disney, what have you missed? Basically, Disney, I suppose the big news is that Ian is taking a step back. There's been an awful lot of stuff going on over the past couple of days, both on some people's streams and on Facebook as well, social media, and it's just got a bit too much for Ian. It's interfering with his private life, him and Fran time. So he's going to take a few weeks, take a back seat, and I guess essentially handing the reins over to me. So whether he'll have a business to come back to in a couple of weeks, I don't know. But yeah, that's the big news that we've got, really. Yeah, which is quite, don't get me wrong, that is quite big news as well. Where are we? State and yeah, very similar. That's great. It's just when you miss some of the lives, you don't always know what's been happening and what's changed. No, that's fine. And what I will do with regards to that, Nanny, whenever anybody is doing an auction, I will get them to put up in their title where they put, CJ Hannah, CJ Steve. I'll get them to put, 1-2p auctions or something like that. So before you've even clicked on the link, you know that it's, it's auctions in that denomination. So that'll make life a lot easier for everybody going forward as well. I've been for park quarters, I only have about 4. I was actually considering getting some and starting a collection because I really liked them. They were really nice, the ones that I saw. Nanny's just confirming he does great coins and quick delivery and good customer service. Yeah, 100% agree with that. I left a comment on his video earlier and he replied, and it suddenly dawned on me, oh no, that's come across a bit, sarky, and I didn't mean it to be that way at all. I was just asking a question. So I quickly sent him an email and apologised. He replied immediately with it. So yeah, and he did pop in the chat earlier on when we first came live. So yeah, he's a good guy, and I'd recommend going and buying from him. And as I say, I don't get any kickback or anything if you go and order something off him. I don't mind sharing the link because the chances are that Ian won't get a chance to get any of these in. If it's anything like the other Christmas coins, it just sells out so fast. Bless you, Disney. My big auction is not until the 23rd of November, which is going to be my all-American coin show. Marie F, nice one. Back shortly then, off for a spree. Matt, no, I was just sharing the news, Matt. Basically, the news is that Ian is just taking a back seat from YouTube and from live streaming and that kind of thing for certainly the next 2 weeks, possibly longer. He's just been finding the stress of everything, a little bit too much for him. Obviously, those of you that know Ian and know his health history, he's been having to use his old GT spray a couple of times this week. Even when he didn't, he felt okay within himself, but he was finding that he was having to use the GT spray, which obviously means that he is getting stressed out, even though he wasn't aware that he was. It was impacting on his family life with him and Fran. Fran's coming home expecting a nice evening with her partner. And she was walking into Coin World for another couple of hours. And I think everybody will agree with that when it starts to interfere with your family life and your social life, it's time to take a back seat. He's certainly not he's certainly not selling out or anything like that. He's just taking a back seat to concentrate on the business back at the office. Yeah, and I think anybody that knows Ian will respect that and wish him all the best. Where did I get to? Matt with the news again. I also ordered one of his clean folders. I paid for second class, yet he sent it first class. Absolutely can't remember that. Yeah, exactly. Can't agree more. So I've bought a couple of things off him, and I can't recommend him enough. Been sound, and as I say, and I know that he spent an awful lot of time designing and getting these folders 100% right, because he didn't want to just churn out crappy old folders that sort of fell apart or your coins fell out of. So I know he spent a lot of time designing the folders. So good luck to him. I hope wishing Ian all the best. He's a top bloke. He certainly is that. What's happened? Got a phone call. Can you explain it? Again, going now. My mate's coming round. That's right. I don't need to explain it again then. All right, then, Matt. Go on. You take care, mate. TGBCH YouTube will always continue as it is. Ian needs time away from being the front man. Needs to rest his body time for his family. Yeah. Huge amount of stress has been on his shoulders, and we kind of touched on it. I think it was yesterday, with the pressure and that comes from the mint and that kind of thing. That's only a part of it. There's an awful lot that like John's just said. There's been what we would call a witch hunt of cyberbullying, malicious phone calls, and the police are going to be involved in it. So you can imagine that sort of thing, and it's not just phone calls during the day. These are phone calls that have been happening in the middle of the night and this kind of thing. Sort of pizza deliveries turning up, taxis turning up, all this kind of stuff. So it has taken its toll, which I think it would on anybody. So quite rightly, he's decided just take a couple of weeks back seat, get his health back to where it should be. Just as John's saying, it's taken a great hit on his life, so he needs time away. We'll grow the channel and the community while he's here and abroad. Exactly, and we will. The channel's not going to stop. If anything, the channel's going to be going even more now. We've got another couple of CJs on board. So, the little empty slots that we did have empty are now going to be getting filled, and pretty much 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, you will be getting 12 hours a day of somebody streaming. Obviously, at the same time, we're aware that you don't want to have 12 hours a day of people ramming auctions down your throats. So we are also working to try and, get a couple of features a week or something, where you have your break from your auctions and that kind of thing. So that's something we're going to look to do as well. If there's any ideas of anything that you would like to see on the channel that we're not already doing or we're not already thinking about, chuck your ideas away at us. We're open to any suggestions. As Chippy Doodle will tell you herself, she came up with an idea of a Christmas tree raffle last night, and that's something that we're going to run with, and you'll hear more about that in the next day or two. So any ideas that you guys have got, and ideally it would be nice if it was ideas that other people are not, other channels aren't doing. So yeah, just, hit us with the best that you've got, and we'll see what we can do. Any idea who's behind it? Ian had a rough idea, although speaking to him, when did I speak to Ian? I think I spoke to Ian about 5:30, 6 o'clock this evening, and it transpires that possibly the person he thought may have been behind it has sent him an email asking to have a chat. So Ian's now, maybe it wasn't that person. From what I understand, from when Ian said that he's answered the phone, it actually sounds like it's somebody that's quite young. Whether that's them putting a voice on or not, we don't know. Once the police get involved, it's only a matter of time before we find out who it is anyway. Take it easy, and we've all got your back, mate. Exactly, Fran will look after him. She's loving and kind. She certainly is. It's ridiculous the length it's gone to. Somebody has gone to. It is. I think it was yesterday. They'd actually gone through, an absolute shed load of the old YouTube videos, and were putting comments on all of the videos. Just, it's just childish and stupid. We, the coin jockeys and the moderators, have Ian's full support, and we support Ian like the rest of the current community. He's our family, and we look after our own. This channel has grown so rapidly in a short time. We're still tweaking and learning what the current community wants from us all, as well as what we can offer. And yeah, I mean that that sums it all up in the one there, really. And I will say now, with regards to the YouTube channel, I've given all moderators and coin jockeys, I know they've been quite reluctant in banning people previously. I've now said to them, don't hesitate. If you're getting crap from anybody, just ban them. CJ's, yes, we get paid in reward points, but honestly, you've no idea how tiring it is actually sitting here for 4 hours, 5 hours, chatting to you guys, and mentally tiring, and nobody deserves to be getting abuse, and that applies for the moderators as well. So I've now said to all of the coin jockeys and the moderators, at the first sign of any abuse that anybody is getting, just block them. I used to work on a 2-strike basis. I used to silence them at first. If they continued, I ban them then. Now, don't even bother silencing. If I know there's certainly 2 people that we've got our eye on. If you get any problems at all from them, just ban them. And I take full responsibility of that. I give you all the permission to just go in there and ban them all. I'm not ban them all, because we won't have anybody left, but you know what I mean. John, you're another diamond. John certainly is. And I was really upset to find out what had happened yesterday. Nobody deserves that. And commend you for carrying on, John. You did well. You really did. Chris has got a couple of ideas who might be behind it. John Gamble, thank you. It's sweet of you to say. 3.6 subs can't be wrong. No, they can't. It hurt my backside on that silly chair I have. Ian's Mafias, Louise put it, is behind him, exactly. we're all in it because we share a common interest and grew like a family, thus branching out to different parts of the UK and across the waters. And that is it. That sums it all up, you know. And I think what stands us out so much is nobody does the kind of things that we do. You know, I think with the copper auctions, we sold out. We sold 2 silver proofs. I think one went for 1,625 coins, which essentially is, you know, could have been £16.25 in one piece for one silver proof, and another one went for essentially 20 quid. You know, then you've got the A to Z ones as well. So nobody does anything remotely like what we do, and certainly not on a 12 hours a day. You know, I suppose the only kind of people you can, I don't know even if you can say we're along the lines of Change Checker, because, you know, they only stick a stream up every so often. So, you know, there's nobody like us. Unfortunately, I think to a certain degree, we've sort of been victim of our own success, if you like, you know, where we have grown so fast and so quick. And up to now, to be fair, it has been relatively smooth sailing as far as the, sorry if you can hear fireworks in the background. It's been relatively smooth sailing as far as social media and that goes. I guess, you know, we should have expected that we were going to get some trolls or numpties, whatever you want to call them, at some point. It's just a shame when they direct that abuse directly at somebody. It's, you know, it's a bit worse. Yeah, then we're all mad. Yeah, we are mad. I said yesterday, you know, being normal is overrated. I don't want to be normal. You have to be mad or you go insane. I know I'm mad. I just need it confirmed. I've had it confirmed. Madeline's, that's her motto. Marie, I'm back £20 life. So sorry. John, we're growing and evolving. We are becoming one of the biggest and strongest online live streams out there with new items and ideas on individual shows. We don't stand still and we don't get stuck in the mud. Exactly that. And what I like so much about this, because essentially, you know, don't forget, every one of us that are doing the CJs are also customers as well. You know, we all go on and spend money on the site as well, the same as you guys do. And for me, what stands this site out from all the others is the fact that it's so diverse and different. And I like different. I also like the ideas that we throw it open to everybody else, you know, all you guys to just come on and say, you know, have you thought about doing this or have you thought about doing that? And you give us a day or two, we run the idea past a couple of people, and if it's possible at all, we do it. You think how it's evolved, okay? The first sort of different auctions that Ian did was the 8 to 10p's. Then people were saying to him, oh, can't we bid using different coins all over that weekend? You go back and look at the streams, and Ian was being asked all the time, can we use other coins to bid with it? Oh, has it got to be A to Z? So Ian then came up with the idea, okay, you can still use your A to Zs, but now I'll give you another dozen coins that you can also use. Was it somebody else? I can't remember if somebody then said to him about the 1 and 2p's. I know we got talking about how much they were worth, you know, and then suddenly the idea of that came about at the same time, you know. people pop on and say, well, can't we have a cash auction now? I haven't got any of them. So we'll do you a cash auction. And I can absolutely guarantee you, none of the CJs are on commission or anything like that for any of the auctions that they're doing. Yes, they get reward points for doing it, but none of the CJs are on a commission on any of the auctions that they're doing. We do it because we enjoy doing it. We've got an interest the same as you guys. But that's what it stands it out for me, is that it's so different. There's nothing else like this out there. Sounds like you're being attacked by fireworks. Ian has given his coin jockeys and moderators a once-in-a-lifetime chance to showcase, build and learn new skills. Without his support, where would we be now? And this is it. Again, I can't talk for anybody else, but I'm not experienced. I'm certainly not experienced in coins. I've said all along that I think, 2 or 3 months tops is all I've been collecting them for. And I'm certainly not experienced in any way, shape or form of public speaking or making videos or anything along those lines. It's just something I learn as I go along. I don't even bother editing my videos. I take them and upload them as they are, which maybe I need to try and edit them a little bit. But yeah, we're all learning, we all make mistakes along the way. But that's what's fun about it, I think. You haven't got some professional TV person or auctioneer sitting here trying to sell you stuff or trying to tell you stuff about a coin, or and I think it works. And going by the viewing figures, it says it's working. So Disney, can hear your fireworks. I hate them so hard as a parent. Trying to get a child to sleep should only be allowed on certain days. The amount of times I've seen that on Facebook, actually. We're all slightly mad. We are. Ian laid the foundations of this channel. We're building a community, and having that opportunity to be part of that has been absolutely phenomenal. And that is really one of the things that has blown me away. Not just the channel and Ian and the site, but the actual community within itself. I've shared some of my things about the community and that and how it's helped me. But on a daily basis, the generosity of people on that, it really is incredible. You only had to be here the other evening when I put a shout out that Amy wanted a couple of A to Z coins, and we had everybody saying, "Oh yeah, I'll send them to her." So it just goes to show what this community is about. And I don't. I've just sent out about 3 parcels today to people that I should have sent about a week ago. Just didn't get a chance to, or I've just been a bit lazy. But yeah, I've sent them out today, so hopefully they'll be getting them this week. Marie likes cash auctions. Well, I can certainly sort you out some cash auctions. Don't you worry about that. John Gamble. I'm now going to put my Abu Dhabi speech text to rest before it starts putting the wrong words. Nanny Sue, I'm off now, everyone, but I'm happy to help behind the scenes if I can. I want to thank all the CJs for the hard work and the mods wearing your golden star, and especially sending love to Ian the friend. Thank you, Nanny Sue. That's really nice of you to say. We love hearing feedback, whether it's good or bad. So I really appreciate that, and I'll share that with the CJs later as well. It's nice for them to hear it as well. Why edit? Just be you. Why change it to please others? No, it's not. It's not a case of changing it to please others. It was more sort of trying to make it look a bit better than. But yeah, I probably won't. It's the same as I keep saying. I'm going to sort the lighting in here. I keep saying that I will, but I probably won't. I think about my coin collection, how my coin collection has improved since joining the Great British Coin Hunt. Crazy. And that's the thing, you know as well as I do, Ian, and how Ian's brain works. And you know yourself, he's going to come up with some absolutely crazy idea again where, you're going to be getting some absolutely insane deals. That was the only thing that I hadn't with regards to auctions. I was saying if it was a coin and that if it was cash, it needed a 30% starting bid. If it's a print, whether it's coins, cash, anything, no starting bid at all. He just wants rid of the prints, so there won't be starting bids on them. But he has asked me to remind you all, if it's cash bids, then please take into account your £1 postage when you're putting in the bids. There's no point in bidding 20 quid on something and then moaning that you've got to pay £1 postage when you've got to put the order through. So yeah, just take that into account. There are a few things, I think I've said it a couple of times this weekend, he wants to get rid of all the prints from the site. He wants to get rid of the majority of the foreign money on the site, just keeping the territories and the American money on the site, but he's going to slowly try to squeeze away a lot of the other stuff. Jack, taken about 20 hours this week, but it's all finished. Brilliant. Well, I'd like to see that when it's finished, because it looked very good yesterday when I saw it. So, John Gamble, if anybody does have any American coins that they'd like to send to me for the 23rd of November, you can find my email address in my About Me if you do your channel and get linked into the stream. There you go. So if you've got any coins that you want John to showcase for you on the 23rd of November, I think, if I'm right, John, you're going to be an hour later that day, is it? I know you did send me an email. But yeah, just get John's address by going to his channel, subscribing to him, because we do all appreciate everything. John's going to be doing a sort of an American showcase, if you like, on the 23rd. So everything's going to be just American. John's got... Oh, there we go. The show will be broadcast between 4 and 9 p.m. on the 23rd. The reason John's changing the time on that is because he has got quite a lot of friends overseas in America. So we're just tweaking his time so that he can come on when it's a better time for them to come on. I will be tuning in for that. So yeah, if you've got any coins or anything that you want it for him, yeah. And if you want the coins returning to you that you send to John, please put in a self-addressed envelope. I know it sounds so daft, but imagine how expensive it gets if 20, 30 people are sending in parcels and they haven't got self-addressed envelopes on them. So please put them in if you want the coins returned. I've gotten used to the regular group people on this gang of bandits. I'm always wary of new people. I have to suss them out first. I don't trust Easy, but you nutters are awesome. And, I don't need to bore you with my story now. Most of you have heard it. I'm exactly the same, Marie. And from, the first moment I found the stream, so I welcomed with open arms, and everybody is so friendly. I haven't seen any falling outs between people or anything like that. It's great. I love it. There's a box of frogs. Yeah, we are. Yeah, again, if you're sending John any coins that you want him to look at on the channel, please put in a self-addressed envelope. Jack's just asking what John's doing. Hannah, what have you been doing, Jack? Spicy steak and peppers with rice, prawn crackers, and chips. Yeah, I think everybody has decided, let's wind Warren up and tell him what we're all having for dinner whenever he's on stream. John just confirming, so his American showcase is going to be from 4 till 9 on the 23rd of this month. Drawing Hannah's for a colouring book on Tutankhamun. Yes, they're really good. Jack posted up a picture on Facebook the other day, and they are very good. Oh, no, I've got one here somewhere. One that I haven't done, isn't it? Hang on. Oops. Oh, come on, I know I've done some in here. Yeah, so it's just these kind of things, but obviously it's done on a Tutankhamun thing. You know, that's the kind of thing. And then you just colour them in. And it's funny, actually, a therapist recommended it to me. And I kind of laughed at a therapist, you know, telling a 48-year-old bloke to go and do some colouring in. I was in town a couple of weeks later and I thought, yeah, go on then, I'll give it a go. And I bought them and they're fantastic. I just lay down on the carpet. I have all my pencils laid out everywhere. And it's great. And I like it because there's no set way to do it, you know. You do it whatever mood that suits you. There's no right or wrong way. Oh dear, excuse me. So yeah, so I recommend it. Right, so where are we? I have a few small ones the size of decimal penny, not sure what they are, and you probably won't need them. Might be common. Up to you, John. Actually, that reminds me. It was quite funny, actually. I'm sure I threw it in here. That would be absolutely fantastic, Ocean. Thank you. If you send me an email, I can send you my address. There we go. Cool. Yeah, all right. Wonder if any other CJs will stream from the mint in January. Yeah, there's an extremely high possibility that is going to happen, Disney. Myself, Hannah, and Louise have spoken about that. You're probably not going to see this because the camera is so poor. And I'll try and get it around the best way. Can you see that? No, I didn't think you'd be able to. So even I need to get my magnifying glass out for it because I can't. I wonder if that'll work any better. Let's see if you can do it that way. That's not going to work either, is it? Oh, that's a little bit better, is it? There you go. Hey. I found that in a it's a new Ian Lambert 1p issue by the Mint. It's a 1 cent. It was quite funny. I found that in a copper bag earlier on when I was doing me coppers, along with, you might see that one because it's a bit better. It's a bit bigger. That was one that I found. And it turns out that one's worth a couple of quid each. No, let's try it again the other way. Let's turn the light off. I can't believe how better that it comes through when I put it on there. Why I didn't think of doing that before. Let me see what it was. I can't even remember myself. Yeah, it's like a lighthouse from Gibraltar, 2001 Gibraltar. But the most bizarre find that I found in the I emptied out a bag of 2p's, and the most bizarre thing I found the most bizarre thing ever in the bag of 2p's. Okay, no, it's not there. It's in my pocket now. Suzanne found exactly the same one. Okay, it's not in my pocket now. But I found a 50p coin in a bag of 2p's, which was rather unusual. Where do we get to? Yes, it worked. That's better. I can't believe I never thought of doing that before with the magnifying glass. Don't tell anyone you found a crab. Excellent idea. Hannah, you will think it's so quiet when the kids go back to school. My sanity might return, Disney. No chance of that. No, there's no chance of that returning. Yeah, so that was something a little bit different. I couldn't believe it. I split out this bag of 2p's on here, and there was a 50p coin in it. So that was quite nice for me. Okay, don't go anywhere, John. Oceans is just going to find these US coins for you. I don't know. What else have I got that we can show? I still haven't. See, this I keep saying about how bad my memory is. Those of you that tuned in the other night when I did the, usually the bank robs do exactly. No, it certainly wasn't 5p. It was 50p. Telling you how bad my memory is. Remember that I ripped that one open on stream, didn't I? Because we were trying to find if it had anywhere on there about it being legal tender or not. And I said I was going to video myself spending it in the shop. That's how bad my memory is. It's literally sitting on top here, and I still keep forgetting to do it. But I will get round to it. One's back to work, one's back to college, and the last one is back to school. I'll need a holiday to recover for tomorrow morning's mania. You won't know what to do with yourself once they're not there. You won't have a clue what to do. Disney, I found a Guernsey 1979 1p, which was amazing, and an Isle of Man rugby 1p. 25 euro cents and 2 American coins in my bag of 1p's. Awesome. I always get more excited about actually finding something that's not the norm, that shouldn't be there. I find that probably more exciting than going through them anyway. Jack's apologising, they're not what she thought. So the 2 foreign coins, because I don't collect any foreign coins. So I said that I'm going to send them up to Louise. She's been really good in sending me bits and pieces, and everything else. So I said I'd send the 2 foreign coins up to her. Just a pain in the backside, because I sent out a parcel to her this morning that was packed with stamps. Again, not something I collect. I've managed to find a selection of them. So I said I'd send them up to her. True, they were great. Yep, they are by Mexican or Spanish, Johnny's asking. Got some doubles, but I'm keeping them. Good night all. If you can't be good, be careful. Remember to play nice. Good night, Hannah. And everybody else is saying good night to Hannah as well. Don't we always? I like to think we always have a bit of fun and a bit of laughter. So yeah, I mean, I've nearly finished my 50p album. So I've got the A to Z's 2018. I haven't risked starting. I can't really find anywhere that's got the 2019 albums without paying stupid money just for the album. Because I don't really want to play, I'm a bit tight. I don't like paying stupid money for my albums. Yeah, I got the album still reasonably priced, but the 2019s all seem to be stupid prices at the moment. I suppose they're only going to carry on going up and up, aren't they? But I was saying the other day, I do a lot of stuff with matchsticks and that. So I might make my own kind of display thing for the 2019s and just put them into that. And then I can hang it up on the wall, and it's unique then, isn't it? It's a one-off design, and so I might do that with the 2019 10s. Marie, I just ordered one of them. I've got the 2018 when it came out. Yeah. Chippy Doodle, good evening. We were just talking about, we were just earlier on talking about the marvellous idea that you've had. Yeah, don't get me wrong, Jack. I'm far from sort of crafty or anything like that, My brother's got all those sort of genes. And I don't I won't sit there and make plans and everything else and all that. It'll just be as it comes, but it'll be something a bit different, and I quite like the idea of doing that. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do for the 2019s. But I think I really want to start collecting them now before the prices get too silly on them. Because I think the prices are just going to keep going up and up, aren't they? Have I missed your comment? No, I was getting there. Wiss is 2019 book back in Stoke, mate. I don't understand what that comment meant. Wiss is 2019 book back in Stoke. I don't know. Yeah, I don't understand, mate. But I didn't miss it. I just didn't understand it, so I kind of scooted past it. Yeah, it's a good evening, Angela. How are you? You had a good day? Yeah, it's just something, again, it was something really to do with the mental health again, moving on from the colouring and that, just sitting there messing about with some matches and that. When is the 2019 backing start? I have no idea. I will try to find out for you and try to get you an answer on that. But at the moment, I don't know when. John, just had a quick look through. They are the Philippines Centaur vocal winds, date back to 1880, stopped being minted in 2017. When are you going to get the time to do that? I actually, I just sit here a lot of the time. I don't watch. I know I've got my TV and and my Xbox and that behind me, but I don't actually watch a great deal of TV. I tend to watch a lot of stuff on YouTube. So I tend to just sit at the desk here. I've got my big box of matches by the side of me, and I just sit here and do it. So it's something that I can do to a degree while sort of modding or something at the same time, kind of combine everything into one. And it's, as I say, it's a nice way to. Oh dear, sorry. Oh, it's a nice way to pass a couple of hours rather quickly. So that's all I do. Sit here and do it. I know you need to know as soon as possible, Steve. I'm due to speak to Ian probably on Tuesday. I might do tomorrow evening. And I will ask him then about the 2019 books and try to get you an answer. There we go. We all type so fast that it all comes out wrong. Fat finger syndromes, I call it when I do it. My fingers are too fat for the buttons. I've had a really good day, thank you, Angela. Slight mess up with the diary earlier on. If you are still there and you haven't disappeared before I got to answer you, so moving on from your idea of the Christmas tree raffle, I can now tell you what's going to be happening with that is Steve Fraser is going to, he's got a table behind him. He's going to have a miniature Christmas tree or a small Christmas tree on there. We've decided that actually putting the coins onto the tree is probably out the question because of the weight. So we'll have the coins around the base of the tree. And every time somebody sends in a coin, Steve will write it onto a tag and hang it onto the tree. And every time that Steve is streaming, that will be on in the background behind him. So that is what Steve Fraser's going to be doing with regards to your fantastic idea of the Christmas tree. I just wanted to ask you actually as well, Angela, when you suggested that, did you have a particular organisation, charity that you would like to see that go to? I've asked people a couple of times tonight and nobody's come up with any. The only one that was suggested so far is one in, I believe it's in Weymouth, bus shelter or something it's called. Absolutely any, Jack, any coin that you want to send in for a raffle, you send yours in. We've already had 2 people say that 4 silver proofs will be sent in. Obviously, not everybody's got silver proofs that they want to do. Send in any coin that you want. I'm not ignoring the comments at the top. I'm just answering them as they're coming through here first because it's all related does it have to be a homeless charity? I think the idea of the homeless charity was along the lines of, because of this time of year, coming up to Christmas, being homeless at the best of times isn't particularly nice. Being homeless at Christmas, is even worse. So I think that's along the lines of where it came from. But if anybody's got any other suggestions, just any suggestions, throw them at us, and I'll make a note of them when I can find which notepad I'm using today. And we'll narrow it down to, we'll narrow it down, and maybe we'll put it to vote and see what people want to vote it for, because essentially it's you guys that are going to be buying raffle tickets and asking to send donations in. So it makes common sense that we ask you to pick where the money goes. I dropped my pen, that was it. There it is. So that was essentially that. Much rather interested in TV, but it's interactive, good for the soul. Yeah. Just I'd rather order through our group, that's all, rather than anywhere else. But if it's going to be a while, I'll get one. Now I'll get the answer on that, Steve, so I can find out. Warren, you can still get the 2019 set and album from the Mint for £61. Speak to Steve Fraser, RE Top Cashback. Okay, thanks for that, Scott. I will definitely do that. What sort of coins? We've covered that. Covered the charity. Had the Salvation Army. Yeah, that's not a problem. We'll just, any ideas that people have got. I haven't got any of worth, but could send a set of Guernsey if you think that would be of you. Jack, it doesn't have to be a coin of value. You just send in anything that you want. It doesn't have to be that at all. Alongside that, we will also be setting up a Just Giving page. So if anybody wants to donate, financially, they can donate via the Just Giving page. What I will do is I will speak to Mick, who does all of the does all the blogs and that kind of stuff. He's chomping at the bit at the moment to get down and write some articles. So I'll get him to maybe sort of do some sort of press release or something. See if we can get ourselves a bit of publicity. That will hopefully, boost a bit of the donations coming in. See if we can do that. And Disney, my son asked me tonight, why can't we have a 5-day weekend and go to school Saturday and Sundays? Cracking idea. I was thinking the Salvation Army, especially around Christmas. Yeah, I say it's not a problem at all. John, I was thinking of Donna's Dream Home for terminally ill children in Blackpool. One of my friends donates 30% of his sales from eBay to them, just as an idea. Okay. Good evening, Coin Snatcher. Who do I send them to? We're going to be sending them to Steve Fraser. But I say just hold off for a day or two, purely until we can work out everything logistically and that kind of thing. And then we'll give you an address of where you can send everything to. It's easy doing that. Suzanne, I was thinking of a children's cancer charity of some sort to help give them a lovely Christmas. Yeah, again, brilliant idea. I like that idea a lot. John just been passed there today. That's a good charity. Yeah, so maybe we'll have a look at some of those other ones then. Let the winner choose. Well, this is why I'm saying don't send anything in at the moment, purely because at the moment, what we've said is we need to have a little sort of brainstorming session between a couple of us at the moment, because the response that we're getting from people at the moment is that a lot of coins are going to be sent in. So we're kind of toying with the idea. Is that Dragon Lord, Steve? Yeah, it is. Yeah. We're kind of toying with the idea. Well, actually, if we're going to get an awful lot of coins sent in, then maybe we'll actually do it so everybody gets, everybody that buys a raffle ticket will actually get a prize, depending on how many, coins that we get sent in. So we're just sort of having a little mess about with it at the moment. So if you can just hold off, literally, it'll only be a day or two. Yeah, sort of like along the lines of a Secret Santa typey thing, yeah. And you pay for you're still paying for a raffle ticket, and that's how the money will be generated. Um, you know, we can have, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. This is what I'm saying. This is why we need to sit down properly, a couple of us, and just have a chat as to how we will work it. Maybe we'll have 3 or 4 winners. Maybe we'll have 10 winners. I don't know. So at the moment, but I kind of, Steve likes the idea, and I must admit, I kind of like the idea that although you're essentially buying a raffle ticket or two, for every one you win, you're guaranteed to get a prize, and it will all be totally random prizes. As they come into Steve, he will just individually number them. So none of us are going to know, what those numbers are. So it will be totally random that you get something. So yeah, we're just going to play with the idea over the next day or two, and then we'll finalise it, and you'll all be told about it. And as soon as it's been finalised and sorted out, then the raffle tickets will go on sale straight away. I think, as somebody has said, maybe if we can, I don't know, maybe if it's I don't know, maybe if we raise 500 quid, then we get Ian to go out down I was going to say Toys R Us, but it's not Toys R Us anymore, is it? He goes out on a shopping spree with kiddies' toys and takes it to a charity, one of these cancer things or something. But I don't know, like I say, that's all something that's got to be confirmed. So I don't want to say this is what we're going to do, because it would be wrong of me to say that without speaking to anybody else. Trouble with winner choosing, it might be too late for Christmas, yeah. It's a great gesture. Your friend does, John. God love those kids, exactly, yeah. Yeah, don't worry, hold back the tilts all finals. That's brilliant. Sounds great. Everyone's a winner. Yeah, that's, just a bit of fun then, isn't it? Obviously, the only thing that we've got to consider then is that if we do it where everybody's a winner except for Steve Fraser, because he's got to then send out 100 parcels. So he's the only one that wouldn't be a winner there. But we'll see. Thank you so much. I'll let him know what you said. It's a really good thing that he does, John. Angela, Warren, if it works well enough, another thought, it could be getting a new Christmas tradition of TGBCH doing it every year. Yeah, I'd certainly like the idea. Should it be wrapped up Christmasly? That's entirely up to you, I guess. It doesn't have to be. Entirely up to you. if you're going to wrap it up Christmassy, I would say, if possible, if you wrap it Christmassy, if possible, still stick it inside a jiffy bag or something. We need to make a way that we're making Steve Fraser fully aware of all these parcels suddenly turning up on his doorstep, what they're for. Coins and more. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good to see you. Jack, not worried about a price. It'd be nice to donate to a charity. We want to make money to donate, not to give us a lot anything. Yeah, I know, but it's still just a little bit of fun, isn't it? Getting dressed up as Santa. Now that's an idea I like. Yeah, that is an idea I like. Can't do that. Ian want to protest the toys. Yeah, that would be me. That would be me. I remember when my daughter was little, couldn't wait for her to go to bed so I could get them out, and I had to test them. You have to test the toys before you give them to them. Make sure they're all working. I want to be a bit quiet tonight. Sundays are manic. Hello, coins and more. Obviously, I might disappear on the way. Yeah. I've had parcels that I've sent to people at Christmas that have gone missing, and it's not nice. I like your way of thinking there, Belfast. Steve might not be a winner, but Christmas is about giving. Exactly. If you go with John's charity, I'm happy to visit Donna's dream house. I go past it most weeks. You've opened a can of worms, but it's a good can of worms. Who's going to tell Ian he's not allowed to shave until Christmas Eve? But it's a good idea. I like, that kind of thing. I don't know. There's just something I can't really put a word on it. There's something special about giving to people or helping people. That otherwise are going to have a pretty crap time if it wasn't for what you're going to be doing. There's something really, really rewarding and quite humbling about doing that. So I think it's a cracking idea. I really do like the idea. And, obviously this is Christmas, but I'm sure with some of the other donations, some of the other organisations that have been suggested, there's things that we'll be able to do with them throughout the year, the more people we can help, the better, as far as I'm concerned. So I think they're all great ideas. Yeah. And like I say, it doesn't have to be valuable coins. Nobody's asking you to send in, your Kew Gardens and everything else. You just send in a coin. Absolutely doesn't matter about the value. I know Louise has said that she's got a set of silver proofs that come, as a set of two. And she would donate that, in sort of a presentation box and everything else. But everybody else, you just donate, anything you want. Because you never know, you might be donating, I don't know, you might send in an Olympic coin for argument's sake, and the person that gets it back, the person that gets that coin back may well need that Olympic coin. So, you might think that you're being a bit of a cheapskate sending in a relatively low valued coin, but the person receiving it may well be needing that coin. So it doesn't matter, does it? You send in what you can. As somebody else said, it's more about raising the money for the charity than, the coins. The coins are just a sort of an added bonus to it, really. Yeah, I've got half a dozen cues. Guess I could part with one. I wish, exactly. Yeah, I know what you mean, Jack. Although I might tell you a story about how I got a Kew garden this week, because I don't think I've told you yet, have I? Um, it's the thought, not the cost. That's it, exactly that. It's just a bit of fun, and it's a good way to raise some money, and we just have a little bit of fun out of it at the same time. And I think it's good that you sort of, it's almost like a lucky dip in a way, isn't it? You know that there's going to be some real pearlers in there, and you know there's going to be some that you're not going to be so keen to get. So it's just a bit of fun, and yeah, a bit like a lucky dip, and we go with that. Disney, I'm off to bed now, but looking forward to all these Christmas raffles. We'll be joining in. Yeah, it'll be good. So the raffles will be going up as soon as, because that's something that can be created immediately. So it'll be good fun. It'll be good. Right, what else have we got? Oh, we've got about an hour and a half still. What else can we do? I don't know what I can do for you now. I can't put that coin up for auction because Hannah's gone to bed and she'll kill me if she knows I put it up and she's not here. Not a chance. Absolutely no chance of me singing. None whatsoever. I sing in the bath and the water jumps out. That does not happen. It's not a case of what coins people can send. It's purely us guys as part of the TGBCH having fun and helping people out who need it. Exactly. No. If you've been unfortunate enough to hear me incredibly drunk at a karaoke, you wouldn't want to hear it again. So no, absolutely no chance. No, not even humming for you. Oh God, here we go. Coins and More is going to play a game right now. But yeah, you certainly don't want me humming or singing. So I'm just waiting for what's coming up. Gonna sulk now. You really don't. Your windows would all be shattering and cats would be running. When I ask for the answer, let me comment what I think you're going to say first. Okay. I think I've got that. So you're going to ask us for a question, but I've got to let you say what you think I'm going to say first. So what I'll do then is I'll write my answer down so that you know that I've not changed it upon seeing your answer. So I'll write it down. Tell you a joke. Yeah, but most of my jokes you can't really publish. So I can't really tell you any jokes. I'm trying to think of something that I can tell you. I'm just waiting for Coins and More to come back with this question. He's got me rather intrigued now. So it's going to be a bit like Mr. and Mrs., isn't it? You're going to guess what I'm going to say. Yeah, when I say write it down, then I'll comment what I thought. First is 5 easy questions, then the final one is what I predict you're going to say. Okay? I do feel I'm being led somewhere here. First 5 questions, just say it on camera without writing it. Yeah. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 4, I think that is 8. Eight plus 8, 16. Right, so this is the last one that I say. So 16 plus 16, that's 32. Oh no, there's one more, isn't there? Sorry. So yeah, one more that I say. Yeah, I feel like I'm being led somewhere here. 32 plus 32, that's 64. Now quickly write down the first vegetable that comes into your head. Oh, I can't even write, spell properly, but yeah, I've done it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how you've done that. I'm assuming that was the answer you were expecting, Jack. Where am I? Let's just catch up on these. I've decided to sell my Hoover when it was just collecting dust. Yeah. Okay, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I'm popping off now to go to the confrontational non-conformist. I hope you have a fantastic day and respect to you all. And to you, John, you have a good, enjoy the rest of your evening. It certainly was, Carrot. No idea how you have done that, but yeah. They are. You didn't get Suzanne. Her vegetable was broccoli. Most common vegetable people think of is carrot. Well, that's a good thing then, Suzanne, because it means that you're not amongst all us commoners. Um, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, see, lots of people are saying differently. Pea, cucumber, because he was leading you there. Yeah, I had an idea I was being led there. I've had banana before. So, oh, it looks like I was the only one thinking carrot then. I guess I'm quite predictable. Yeah, banana. Oh, dear. All pretending I didn't trick them. I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was. I thought I was trying to be a bit different picking carrot. But yeah, I suppose thinking about it, it is quite common. That is quite good. I'll give you that one. That wasn't bad. But I didn't think it would be the first one that everybody said. Oh. Try it with your friends and you'll be surprised. I will try it. I like silly little things like that. I've got there's a magician not far from me. And he is absolutely brilliant. You know, all the sleight of hand and that. And he does a lot of the celebrity parties and that kind of stuff. He's really good. And he totally freaks me out of some of the stuff he does. But you know, if I was set up, I probably would have done knowing me. I learned how to tell a fruit from a vegetable the other week because some of the salad bits, it's hard to say which it is. Okay, so how do you tell the difference? Let's hear how you found out to tell the difference. Electric trains going down the tracks at 100 miles an hour, with the headwind being 50 miles an hour. So which way was the steam blowing? Well, it's not, because it's an electric train and they don't have steam. I got there. I had to think about it for a minute, but I got there in the end. It nearly caught me out. Right, a tomato, for instance, always thought it was a vegetable. No, vegetables grow from the ground, and fruit grows hanging from something. Is that true? I didn't know that. And yeah, obviously, before somebody says something, obviously, I know that a lot of fruit hangs on trees or whatever, but I didn't realise it was all of them. Oh, okay. Well, that's a really, really simple way of telling the difference, isn't it? Really simple, easy, but a good way. Bananas grow upwards towards the sun. But I suppose because it's still essentially on a tree, isn't it? Fruit grows from the seed inside it. Didn't know about bananas. Gee, we're learning stuff tonight. Yeah, none of it's coin related, but it is learning stuff tonight. Peanuts grow in the ground like potatoes. Didn't know that either. See that, eh? You come over here thinking that you're going to learn something about coins or maybe buy something in an auction, and you're actually going to go away learning stuff. I'm Irish potatoes are cheaper. If Ian turned on, he'd know we were all gone mad, veggie. We'll all be chefs soon, yeah? A man lives in his bungalow and decided to paint everything inside it red. Why didn't he paint his stairs red? Because it's a bungalow and he hasn't got stairs. That was a really easy one. Loft stairs. Why are you giving up, Jack? That was quite easy though, that one. Because I knew that you were going to try and... Can't believe you fell for that one. I knew you were going to try and catch me out, so I sort of knew it was going to be, you know, something along those lines. I used to know loads of them sort of things. I just can't think of them anymore. I know one that's really long-winded, so I'm not even going to go down that road and tell you it because it's so long. It's late, that's my excuse. Yeah, good for you. That's my excuse as well when I start making a fool of myself. It's late. I've been up a long time. See, most people say toast. It's not, you put bread in the toaster. Right, I really shouldn't tell you this, right? But it's late and there's not many people about, so I've got to tell you this. Let's just do this one first. A cockerel laid an egg at the top of a hill. The east side was steep and the west side of the hill wasn't. Which side would the egg roll down? Cockerels don't lay eggs. Exactly. You tell him, Jeff. I used to have two managers we called Bungalow. It took 2 weeks before he gave in and asked why we called him. Bungalow wasn't happy after. Right, okay. For those of you that come on during the day, right, and you can't repeat this, God, I can't believe I'm going to tell you this. Right, you know Polly that comes on during the day? And I always take the mickey out of her, oh, you finished work early and all that sort of stuff. If you haven't sussed it out, obviously I know her and we used to go out for a few drinks before. She asked us one day how you make cheese on toast. So we told her how you make cheese on toast and she was like, wow, really? And we were, well, yeah, how did you think you made it? She said, I thought you put the toaster on its side and put them in. But you don't tell her I've told you. No, I'll delete the video afterwards, Chris. Yeah, that is absolute serious. And it was funny because she actually messaged me the other day off camera, said about, I don't know, she'd cooked dinner or something. And I was, well, we cooked dinner. I remember the days where you were asking how to cook cheese on toast. So yeah, that's dead serious. Made me chuckle. Yeah, I guess it could work. I wouldn't want to try it. Imagine the mess your toaster's going to get into. I once put a fork inside a toaster. It didn't end well. Not not advisable, that. I used to work for a groundworking company, and we used to do a lot of refurbs and that sort of stuff. And we were doing an office block refurb, and somebody stuck a screwdriver in the socket to see if the electricity was turned off. He flew across the other side of the room. That was quite amusing. Yeah, lots of funny stories, really. I split my nose open. That was really quite funny. Got knocked out. Yeah, my toaster blew up into a million pieces. Wow. It was going back to what somebody was saying about eggs just now. God, when I first got married, and you're going back now, oh, I don't know, I was 18, worked that one out. I was, so what, 30 years ago. My missus at the time was doing boiled eggs ready for my sandwiches for work the next day. And all I would say is, if you're doing boiled eggs in a saucepan, make sure that you top the water up, because if that water, if you leave it on for too long and the water disappears, those eggs are going to explode. And boy, do they make a noise, and they go everywhere. We were sitting in the other room watching a film, and she forgot that she had put them on, until we heard all these bangs and went out to find boiled egg all over the ceiling. Chris, we had a power cut when I was a kid. My sister was watching TV. She got upset and said, "Fine, then I'll go upstairs and watch TV." Oh, it took me a second to twig there. But yeah. I once ran over the lawnmower lead, and it fixated me to the spot for a minute. I was like a statue, couldn't even blink. I could still hear everyone. Wow. That's mental. Cracking job, yeah. Well, and the funny thing is, she's actually done it a few times since as well. I mean, obviously, I'm not with her anymore, but yeah, it wasn't just a one-off with her. Quite easily put the boiled eggs on and forget that they were there. What did I? Okay, so I'll tell you the one when I split my nose open. There's still, you won't see it, but there's still a scar there now. And I can imagine it was scary. And we were doing when I was on the groundworks, doing an office refurb, and we were putting in air conditioning units into the car park, and laying the pipe, the wires and everything across the car park. So we had one of those big, the big walk-in skips, big double doors that open out, and you can walk into the skip. We had one of them for all the rubbish and that. And it was only about, I don't know, a quarter full, if that. So we had the doors open, and we were just standing at the end of the day's work, throwing rubbish in there. And I suppose about that big, like an old scaffold board that we'd used for some of the shuttering. And I just picked it up, threw it, and like a bolt of lightning, so fast I couldn't even react. It's hit something at the other end of the skip and catapulted straight back to me. Smacked me right on the bridge of the nose and knocked me out cold. Yeah. I don't even recall seeing it firing back at me. It was just so fast that it had done it. It catapulted off something and come flying out. But it's just one of them things. You could stand there 100 times and throw something in there. And oh, I've got worse than that, Jack. I've got worse than that. Yeah. But yes, you could do it 100 times and it wouldn't happen again. It's one of them crazy things. I haven't shown you my hand, have I? You see, my hand's permanently like that. I can't straighten those fingers. That's kind of the best I can get it. Yeah, I've got a few accident stories. Oh. Alien. The funniest part though is with that hand, I've actually had 2 accidents and they've both been on the same finger. So yeah, had a heart attack 4 years ago, putting clothes into a washing machine. I'm the only man on the planet where his wife doesn't nag him about washing anymore. Obviously, I'm laughing that she doesn't nag you about the washing, not the fact that you had a heart attack. Good evening, Harry. I'm all right. How are you? Yeah, I got quite a severe telling off from my GP only recently. I'm a prime candidate for stroke and a heart attack. At 28, yeah, not good, is it? Not good at all. So yeah, I'm slowly trying to change my diet and all that kind of stuff because it's not good. I'm good, thanks. Just very bored, really. Nothing to do at home. Well, that's it. Come and join us and have a chat. I'm going to go easy on the washing from now on. See, that's a good way to get out of the washing now, isn't it? When your missus tells you to go and put the washing on. No, I can't do it, sorry. My mate had a heart attack doing that. It's a good way of getting out of it. But yeah, it's I don't know, it's scary, I guess. There's so much rubbish on TV on a Sunday night, nothing to do apart from listening to music, really. This is true, Harry, this is true. I literally only have my TV for sport. I watch me football and me boxing and me UFC on the TV. Other than that, it don't really get turned on. I was a heavy smoker. Oh, God, sorry. Terrible eater and so unfit, all of which has totally stopped. I've only vape now. I'm terrible, if I'm honest, because I do really need to go and do that, you know. And I've just got one of these fake ones. And I do need to really knock smoking on the head. I don't know. I do actually enjoy it, which is even worse, I guess. But I'm probably on 20 a day, which is good. That's why I don't mind coming on here for a couple of hours, because at least that gives me a break. But yeah, I really do need to try my best and just carry on vaping. I was away watching the Formula One. Read up the comments, Harry. You'll get a laugh. You certainly will, Harry. Essentially, we're a coin channel, but you won't find too many conversations about coin. I can't give up either. If I'm honest, it is. I do enjoy a cigarette. I enjoy the kick that the nicotine gives me. You know, and I really do enjoy having I don't know, whether it's having a pint and a fag or a cup of tea and a fag. I really do enjoy that, you know. On about 40 roll-ups a day. Wow. I must admit, see, if I go on to roll-ups, I do smoke less. That is the one thing that I do. Probably because I'm just too lazy to sit there and make them, I guess. But yeah, I do certainly smoke less if I'm on roll-ups. You'll be surprised, you can have heart attacks at any age. Number of babies I've had to treat is unbelievable. Yeah, it's true. Any odds you can get them. Ron, good evening, Ron. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. You had a good day? I saw an advert today, vaping is still 95% safer than smoking. So what about the other 5% then? Yeah, my age gave me the biggest reason to stop smoking and improve my health. Yeah, I mean, I really do know that I do need to quit. And it's silly because I do know that if I'm anywhere where I can't smoke, it doesn't bother me. I can go 5 or 6 hours without having a cigarette. So it doesn't bother me at all, and I'm not chomping at the bit. I must have a fag, I'm not like that at all. If I haven't got them and I can't have one, it's not a problem. So really, giving up shouldn't be too hard. Sorry. I guess that it says that I'm really not ready to give up. I guess at the moment, cold turkey is the best way. Ron, not bad. Just been chilling and running about a bit. What's been going on here today? Okay, Ron. So you will have missed all of the news earlier on then. So I'll just catch up on the other smoking ones and then I'll tell you the news again. Actually, because Suzanne might have not have heard it either. When I smoked, my peak flow tests were about 350-ish. Since vaping, my latest peak flow was nearly 600. Wow. Harry doesn't smoke at all. Ron's been vaping for about 4 years. Yeah, so the news, Ron. So basically, Ian has decided that certainly for the next 2 weeks, possibly a bit longer, he has taken a back seat from YouTube. There won't be any live videos with Ian. There's not going to be any big features with Ian, anything like that. Nice try, Harry, but I don't think you're going to get any success there, mate. But I'll give you credit. It was a nice try. The stress has just been getting too much for him. People that know Ian's history, health-wise, it's not been great. I rang him about 6 o'clock this evening and we were just having a chat, and he was saying, although within himself he has felt okay, he has found that a couple of times this week he's needed to, take his old GT inhaler thing. It's having a negative impact on his relationship with Fran. Because 9-10 o'clock at night he's flicking it on. He can't switch off from YouTube and that. Just the whole business as in general in run. And not that anything's going wrong. Don't get me wrong. Nothing's going wrong. He's not about to be declared bankrupt or anything bizarre. It's just the pressure of dealing with everything. It has been stressing him out. And we have this weekend had 1 or 2 idiots making fake profiles and posting things on social media. Ian's been getting phone calls all hours of the day, day and night. 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, he's been getting phone calls from just idiots pretending to be from Trading Standards, at 1 o'clock in the morning, because they would do that, wouldn't they? It's just stupid things. You know, things that nobody's really spoken about, but it's been going on in the background. You know, so that kind of thing has been stressing him out. So essentially, he's handing over the running of the YouTube channel to me and the other jockeys. Don't get me wrong, you know, I don't know if you've got an investment or anything. He's not stepping away from the company or anything, so you've got absolutely nothing to be concerned about. He's still going to be working within the company, but he's going to be knocking off at 5 o'clock, the same as everybody else does, and that'll be it. You know, and it's not forever. He just needs to take a little bit of time, make sure his health and everything is back in, you know, good order first, and then he'll come back. And you know, as I've said it already tonight, you know, Ian, when Ian comes back, he'll come back with some wacky promotional idea. Yeah, essentially recharging his batteries, really. You know, he just needs to take a bit of time off, spend some time with the people that are important. Not that you guys aren't, you know, but, you know, with Fran and with Casper and that. And concentrate on the other parts of the jobs. Yeah, I understand what you mean, Ron. He's a bit of a loose with his personal information. Surprised it's taken this long to get prank calls. Yeah, and you know, to a certain degree, I have said that to him. I think certainly as far as the YouTube side of things have gone, I think he's been a victim of his own success, if you like. It's taken off far quicker and faster than any of us imagined it would. And we've been lucky, really, up until now. We haven't had any real sort of trolls or anything. Just, I guess, this week we've had a couple on it. You know, it's taken its toll on him. Okay, Jax, good night. Thank you for joining us. See you again soon. So yeah, you know, essentially that is it. Oh, Angela's still here. I didn't know you were still lurking in the background. So yeah, okay, so you're both in Festus with him. Hopefully you will agree, you know, he's doing the right thing. Watch some YouTubers and even they show their door. People find out address and send hate notes. Exactly, you know. I won't say too much, but Ian thought he had an idea of who it was. The person he thought who may have been behind it has asked Ian for a meeting. So I don't know. We don't know what that's going to entail. You know, it may just be a case that that person wants to say, you know, this is nothing whatsoever to do with me. But we don't know. So yeah, essentially that's it. But as I say, he's not walking away from the business at all. And in fact, it's going to actually benefit the business. You know, it's going to give him more time to concentrate on things like Gruffalo and other projects like that, which essentially means to all of us as customers, if it's more hours are being spent on something like that, we're going to get them quicker. So everybody's going to benefit in the long run, you know. It's just sad that it's had to come to something like this to make that happen, if you like. Exactly, Ron, and you know Ian is, you know, probably better than most of us. You've been around a long time. Never say what's around the corner with Ian. Although he's going to be taking a backstage step from YouTube, and he's given me sort of parameters for each coin jockey to be working within. Although I'm going to break a few of those parameters because I don't like doing things by the rule. I'm still going to be in regular contact with Ian, so I'll still be giving Ian updates and that kind of thing, you know. So yeah, you know, although he's still going to be having a bit of a backseat, he will still, you know, be having. He'll know what's going on, and no doubt Ian will still come up with some suggestions and ideas with regards to where we can go with the channel. It just means, realistically, it just means that you're not going to be seeing Ian live on stream as much as he has. Again, there were things I could see this coming from at least Friday. There was a lot of things going on behind the scenes on Friday, you know, so, but I think it's going to benefit everybody anyway. Yeah, I know it's a shame some people just like to play the and give people shit for no reason, but that's the internet. It is, and unfortunately, you know, with something like YouTube, it's so easy to make up a fake name. Come on, get banned, go off, make another one. Come, you know, it's so easy to do. I've had the police turn up at my door from someone who had got my personal details. Apparently, I was making bomb tutorials on videos. 7 months later, they tracked down the culprit, and it was a 17-year-old kid. Wow. Oh. That's pretty scary, really, isn't it? God. Unbelievable. He needs to get CID Dragon Lord on the case. I can't really say what he's going to do. I know in the WhatsApp group, he really wasn't going to. He wasn't going to mention anything to anybody. He was just going to leave it down to me to tell people. We've got a WhatsApp group, you know, that's essentially just all the CJs in there. It's, you know, we keep in touch with each other that way with anything we're going to do or whatever ideas and that. And Ian wasn't going to tell anybody. He was just going to leave it down to me. But I think he saw sort of some of the people's reactions, you know, and it sort of humbled him a bit. So he wrote a nice message in there to everybody. But yeah, I think it's for the best. And like I say, you know, it's not going to be forever. And if he needs to do any update videos or whatever, he will still be doing them. It's a shame, but yeah. That's where I was going, wasn't it? Everybody in, you know, virtually everybody in the WhatsApp group have told Ian that he needs to contact the police, including Steve, Dragon Lord. But, you know, I think we just respect Ian's decision at the moment that he wants to take a backward step. And, you know, we respect that and just wish him the best, you know. So the only other thing on that sort of rebounds immediately from that is, please don't all go texting Ian. You know, as nice as it is, you know, if people, you know, sending him their best wishes or whatever, if his phone's going off half the night, he's not getting the break or the rest that he wanted from it. So if you've got any queries, just direct them at me. If I don't know it, I would be passing them on to John, and John will sort out any queries or problems. You know, if you must text Ian, you know, you feel you want to give him a, you know, a good luck message or whatever, you know, be sensible. Do it during, you know, daytime hours. You know, try not to impact on his family life too much. He did say, actually, Ron, you saying that about a little kid, he did say that, because obviously he's answered the phone, you know, to the person, and he did say that it sounds like it's somebody very young. So yeah, and you know, I just had somebody on Facebook. So where are they? It was Martha's fault. She's brought out some numpties from the woodwork. Not at all. We've had that on. We've had that on a couple of the other streams. I generally don't stand for any of that. You know, if I'm online at the time, I generally silence somebody first off, and if they come back after, 300 seconds or something, if they come back and they still carry it on, then I will ban them then. I don't generally mess about with any of that. I know, obviously, when Martha was doing her stream, I was a bit more relaxed because some of the comments were becoming a bit risque. So I was a bit more relaxed on that one. But I've said to all the CJs and the mods now, the first sign of any hassle, just ban people. If it turns out you've banned the customer, then I'll take the responsibility for that. Because, we're all giving up our time to sit here and chat to you, and okay, we're trying to sell you stuff and that, but we're not getting a percentage of any sales or anything like that. So that's pretty much the news, really. All Ian has ever tried to do is raise awareness about the Royal Mint being unfair and to give viewers some great deals. I've learned so much from him. Yeah, and Chris, we all have. Ian's good for us all. He is. That's, So the weekly schedule. At present, but bear in mind this may slightly change, because we are thinking that the 5-hour shifts today during the day are a little bit long, and we might mess about with them. But roughly the schedule for Monday and Tuesday I can give you is being 12 till 5 tomorrow. I'm never going to lift that down. 12 till 5 tomorrow is Steve Fraser. 5 till 8 is Jamie. 8 to 10 is my family. We've got nobody for 10 to 11, so I might jump in or do an hour, maybe, or give it to Hannah, something like that. And then Coins and More from 11 till 12. Then Tuesday, I've got Hannah doing 12 till 5. Jamie again doing 5 till 8. And Scott Donaldson doing 8 till 12 on Tuesday. Don't ask me for any other days, because at the moment they're a bit all over the shop. Just confirming about idiots on Facebook and that. Excuse me. Yeah, Angela, that's absolutely fine, because he's still going to be working within the office anyway. I'm just saying, just respect him that he wants to have a bit of time away. So, outside of office hours, and see where CJLigg comes back. I'm fine for Monday, Wednesday, Fridays for my 11 to 12 slots. That's excellent, not a problem. I've got them 11 till 12 on. Is that every day 11 till 12? Because for some reason on here, on Wednesday, I've got you as 8 till 9. But if 11 till 12 is what you want, I'll change it to 11 till 12. I think you should hand back on the auctions till there are more viewers. It's a bit difficult, isn't it? Because the auctions now have become a massive part of the business. One change that we will be doing to the auctions is allocating a certain CJ a certain denomination. So example, yeah, the other times when Ian first asked, okay, that's right, I changed it to 11 to 12, that's not a problem. It probably helps me out actually anyway, to be honest. I think it's catch-22, not enough for real good auctions, but bring in more people. Oh, Suzanne, you want to contact me? Oh. Okay, I'll write it down, it'll be easier for me than saying it. I'm just checking I've got it right. By the time I've done it, Chris will probably pop it up. That's my email. Yeah, so what we're going to do with the auctions, Ron, what we're going to do with them is allocate certain CJ's denominations. So for argument's sake, you'll know that whenever Steve Fraser, for example, and none of these are set in stone, so please don't take it as they are, but for argument's sake, when you see Steve Fraser, all of his auctions will be 1 and 2p non-magnetic. When you see Matt doing an auction, all of his will be the A to Z 10p's and the other denominations and stuff. When you see me, all of my auctions will be cash only. No, let's do that. Let's fit somebody else in there first. When you see, say, Hannah, all of Hannah's auctions will be cash only, but hers will have a starting a bid of 30% of the retail value. I like to play a bit more dangerous, and when I am on, I will be doing cash auctions, but my starting bid will be purely the face value of the coin. So for argument's sake, I'm not going to be, but for argument's sake, if Hannah was doing you a Kew Gardens with the COA, I think it's 25 quid on the site, so she'd have to have a starting bid of around £8. Whereas if it was me doing the auction, I just want a starting bid of 50 pence on it, because I like to live life dangerously. Yeah, so that's the way we're going to sort of tweak it a little bit, Ron. So you won't have an entire day of just A to Zs, or an entire day of 1 and 2p's. We'll change it up a little bit, and because I know how frustrating it can get for people. If you've got all these auctions coming up and you actually haven't got any of that value coin. So we're going to look to mix it up a little bit, and I look like a life on the edge kind of guy. Yeah, sometimes, I guess. I think, I can't remember who I was chatting to, I think it was last night, and I was saying, you know, oh, it was Stevie B, if he's still here, Popcoin. And I was saying to him, you know, I try to live wherever possible with the, you know, the rules of you never know unless you've tried it. Yeah, I would imagine quite a few people have got Facebook, Harry, but you're sailing very close to getting yourself either silenced or banned. You know, this isn't the kind of channel that you come on and you know, try and make those kind of friends with and that sort of stuff. So yeah, so essentially, you know, I'm not on Baitbook. Or face sake, as I call it. Not anymore, it's not my cup of tea. Unfortunately, I'm on there, but you want to hold hands, Warren? Yeah, I'll hold hands with anybody, mate. I'm not bothered. So yeah, so we're going to have a little shake up, Ron, you know, but there's not going to be any, you know, massive changes or anything like that. You know, we're going to try and John Gamble is going to be sort of featuring the American money, and I think it's the 24th of the month. And John's going to have a big special American from 4 till 9. Good night all till tomorrow. Good night, Coin Snatcher. Good of you to drop by. So yeah, so John's going to be doing that. Starting this week or starting from tomorrow, myself. No, I'm sorry, Harry. It was nice of you to drop by, mate, but yeah, I did warn you. I gave you a warning, mate, but you still carried it on, so good night to you, Harry. He's gone, Ron. It's all right, mate. He's gone. He had a warning. Yeah, so starting tomorrow, me, Hannah, and Steve, we've got our CJ eBay battle that we're going to be doing. That's just going to be a bit of fun, a bit of a laugh. So we're going to be recording that this week. And hopefully the videos, once we've got 3 of our videos together, we'll mash them all together somehow. And oh, you beat me to it, Lorna. I thought I'd done it. Oh, gutted. I thought I'd done that. But well done anyway, Lorna. Thank you. I was literally just there doing it as well. So yeah, so once we get the three videos of that, you know, we'll get somebody to edit them for us or something, and we'll stick them up. You know, so there's going to be a few different. It's weird, Chris, because you do it as a moderator. If you do it as the CJ, you get an extra box thing, an option that pops up to add as moderator. Whereas whereas if you're just doing it as a mod, it's I could see it coming. But fortunately, you were on the ball anyway, so thank you. Javid, good evening to you, my friend. Or I think you should remove your email address. Is it still showing up? I suppose it will be, won't it? Yeah. Thank you. That's now gone. Thank you. Who suggested that, Madeline? Thank you, Madeline. That's now gone. Ron. You do make me laugh, Ron. You really do. I've been looking on eBay for coins. I have nearly all of them, so I'm a bit stuck with coin collecting now. I guess it depends what sort of genre or what sort of, era or whatever that you're interested in. Lawn a few feet away and she still beat me. Brilliant. Who's doing the eBay thing? Me. To start with, it's going to be me, Steve and Hannah. I'm just keeping going. Set 3. To begin with, we're just doing it, the 3 of us. And I don't know if you heard sort of how it works, but basically we've all been allocated a 1 hour time slot on eBay. We've all got a £20 budget, and we're only allowed to buy things from auctions ending within that hour, and it has to be coin related. So that's the general rules. Obviously, they've got to record themselves doing it, so we can put it into a video. Once we've got all the goods have been sent to us, we then send them to Ian. Ian will put a value on the items and declare somebody a winner. Those items then are going to get put up for a raffle. So essentially, it becomes self-funding after the first week. And even if we do, I don't know, if we do 30 tickets, okay, let's say if we do 50 tickets at £2 a ticket, that's £100 that brings in. Well, we've only had a £60 outlay. So that money can then go into a pot, so that we can then we can play around with the ideas a bit. Then we can either invite other CJs in to join us. I know Jamie wants to have a go. No doubt Matt would have a go. But also we'll, from time to time we'll be able to increase the budget as well, because it will be self-funding on itself. And I guess what's the word I want? The winner of each eBay battle then gets to pick the the rules, if you like, for the next one. So argument's sake, if Steve Fraser wins this week, then he could turn around and say, right, for your next one, you're only allowed to buy coins from, I don't know, 1980 or before. So yeah, it's once we get this first one out of the way and it becomes self-funding, then we'll be inviting more people in to have a go with us, and we'll be able to mess about with the ideas a little bit. And I said maybe even so once a week or once a month or something, we'll open it up to a member of the community to come and join us once a month, and have a bit of fun with that. I say it was just an idea that I had about having a bit of fun on the channel and that as well. How many sets of Olympics does it? Oh yeah, I did see this coming through. 6 complete sets. Lorna hasn't got any. Ron's 6. What? Suzanne 3 short of my second set and have nearly all carded in the official set. Well done, doing well. I think you are as well. 6, yeah. My last set of 6 Olympics was entirely eBay. Ron's got 3 full circulations and 1 bounce. and just needs football and triathlon for another 3. And you were questioning him about 6. So if you get 3 more, mate, football and triathlon, you're going to have 7 sets. I only want one, me, not greedy. I made some videos on my eBay Olympic set. I might have to have a look at that then. Lorna, do you not collect 50p's? What's the point in owning 2? It's still the same coin. Well, I think that's obvious, isn't it? Future. A lot of people collect more of the same coin and they use that as a way to fund their collecting. Buying and selling it, and that funds their collections. I found all mine in bank runs apart from 3 footballs traded and bought. Future value, yeah. I tried to do a set for each of my boys so I can give my first grandkid to each son. That's a really nice idea. I like that. It's not about the money for you. I'm saying it's not about the money for me, but I'm very early doors, like with Lorna, I'm very early doors in my collecting, only a couple of months. So it's easy for me to sit here and say at the moment it's not about money. But it may become further down the line where I decide that I'm going to do more than one, so that I can fund the collection a little bit. Ron's got a triathlon on the way in trade. Excellent. Suzanne, as much as I adore coin collecting, I stick to sets and bumps for that reason, for my boys to inherit. Yeah, I love that idea. I mean, that's what my family collects are doing, isn't it? They've got some fantastic sets that just going to be passing them on down. Just had my collection insured. The wife keeps telling me to break into my own house. Laughing about it, but it's not a funny thing, really. I mean, if you're keeping your sets at home, and I am one of these that I think there's no way on God's earth I would ever have my collection anywhere else. I buy it because I like it. I like the collecting. And I want to put it on display. So there's absolutely no way on God's earth that I would be putting my collection anywhere than at home. But yeah, definitely get it insured though. Popcorn, I have nearly 3 full sets of everything, not just the Olympics. Suzanne saying, Lorna, if she can help you, she will. Football's the only coin I've not found. Found a queue, found 2 Northern Ireland Commonwealths. Nice. Matt's been in for a couple of years. Suzanne. Thanks, Suzanne. Steve, I've only been a serious collector for 3 months and a little bit for 3 years, yeah. So I've searched for Northern Ireland for over a year, no joy. My nephew found 2 in one bag on Friday. Wow. Actually, I think I might have seen him earlier on Christopher Collects live stream, and he was saying about somebody finding them. Yeah, your auction thief, you're definitely all completed, and you're just 16 and you got all of it. My safe isn't big enough anymore, so sorting space in my cupboard. So I mean, I guess I'm kind of lucky where where I live. The security here in itself is quite good anyway. It's all the keypad security, all the communal areas, the CCTV. It's pretty good security just for the building itself anyway. So I'm actually not too bad. Yeah. Coins will never leave my house. I managed to agree an insurance policy for 18 grand. Wow, nice. So I'm just getting Facebook notifications popping up. Yeah, you don't do me no favours with coins. Well, it's not even near 18 grand, maybe 18 quid. Not all added mine up, but I'd say a few grand. It's surprising, you know, and it's, I think it's putting a valuation on something like that is really difficult anyway. Because, I don't know, I mean, I've got the full A to Z set. The valuation I would put on that is probably way above what I would actually get if I sold it. So actually trying to find a valuation, do you know what I mean? If it valued it, you'd be a millionaire. But even just some of my stuff, do you know what I mean? There's certain coins that I've got that probably are just a couple of quid in, you know, collecting. But to me, sentimental reasons or whatever, they're worth their weight in gold to me. And there's no way I'd get rid of them, you know. I think, you know, even in a really bizarre way, even the Kew Garden, the way that everything around the way that I got that and everything, you know. I think, honestly, if somebody come out now and said, yeah, it's 500 quid for it, I wouldn't sell it. It's really weird. I just wouldn't do it. I haven't started collecting to start selling again, you know. And although, because it's still relatively early for me at the moment as well, so although I'm saying at this moment, I've only got one of each set, there's nothing to say further down the line I wouldn't go for two. At the moment in time, I'm not. I'm sending them off. Any duplicates I get, I'm sending them to my brother's daughter. She's only, I think she's 11 or 12, and she's only just started collecting 50p's. So I send any duplicates I get, I send them to her at the moment. Where do we go? I had the most awful time trying to explain to my insurers that most of my coins are worth more than face value. Yeah, exactly. This is it. This is it, and it's supposed to non-collectors their face value. Yeah, gold to us. 8 2018 sets and 3 2019 sets. Whoa. Because they're just going to go up in value, aren't they? We were discussing that earlier on. How do you value a collection and prove value to an insurance company? I'd show them prices on the eBay or something, I suppose. I'd sell mine for 500 and I found it for 50. Yeah, it's but again, it's not the, for me, it's not about the value of it. I wouldn't want to, you know, I don't want to break up my collection. I'd actually feel incredibly guilty if I was to sell it on as well, because of the way that you know, I came to having it. Yeah, there's just so much about it that I just wouldn't sell it. Suzanne, you so follow my thinking. I just had 5 iPads for the policy, easier to get around. That's exactly where I would go. You might get insured this year and pinch 2 years down the line, which means in the collection sets people have this couple of grand increase. Yeah. Buy one back for 100, 400 profit. No, I just still wouldn't do it, Ron. I just still wouldn't do it. How did you get your Q? You never did tell us. Take the average price and double it. Yeah, it's a lot of people do it that way, isn't it? Here we go. I had to write down what I thought they were worth. eBay selling prices, everything. The insurance company also had a coin specialist, which I had to take my coins to. What? Warren has a queue? No, he doesn't. I read somewhere you won't make much profits. It's just if you love coins to collect, maybe it will make some good money many years after all collections are gone from circulation. Don't do. I don't know. I mean, you know, you see the money people are making now on coins. You know, people are making a living from it. And I guess it depends where you go with it, isn't it? You know, if with mine, I've got no intentions of selling it. Whereas I know some people have it as like a retirement fund almost. You know, so when they retire, they'll sell their collection and they can do what it is they've been dreaming of doing. With me, I have no intentions of doing anything like that. I'll keep them till I'm dead, and then I'll pass them on to my daughter. If then my daughter decides she wants to sell them, she wants to keep them, that's entirely down to her. If she sells them and gets a couple of grand in her pocket, it's a bonus. It's a couple of grand that she didn't have, isn't it? But yeah, so I say at the moment, I say things might change. You know, ask me the same question in 18 months or something, and things might have changed. I might be collecting things there with, you know, the intention of selling them in a year's time or something. But certainly at the moment, and the core of what I've collected, you know, the 50p's and I don't know, the primate set and, you know, things like this and that. Behind me was a short sawn off. Yeah, it would only be what I've deserved from her. But yeah, we're not going down that road. Yeah, we're on no intention of selling, but I do kind of look at it as savings. Yeah, some for investment, some to collect, some I buy and sell to pay for the other two. Yeah, and that's what I say. It's amazing actually how many people do buy and sell it just to fund their collecting, you know. And that's what I say. At the moment, it's easy for me to say no, I'm not going to do that. But then I am relatively new, so pretty much anything I'm finding at the moment, I'm either keeping it or doing trades for something that I do need. But obviously, there's going to become a point where, well, there pretty much already is with the 50p's. There's not many 50p's left that I need. So there's going to become a point where I've pretty much finished the book. My brother's daughter will have pretty much finished the book. So what do I do with them then? So yeah, then I probably will start about think about moving on with some that way. Chris, no, I read yours. Where I do bank runs all the time, I keeping 20 or 30 quid a week so that money out and not it. Yeah, it's another way, isn't it? I don't care what anyone says, it's kind of an addiction in its own right. It definitely is. Expensive hobby. You know, that's why I've made a point of saying when we've been doing these auctions and that, please only bid if you can afford it. You know, I don't know about everybody else, but I've been there where, you know, you're desperate and wondering where the next meal's going to come from because you've overspent on something. And that would devastate me as a person to think that somebody's done that on one of my auctions. Warren needs a queue. You know, and again, I can go through my book and tell you from my book, but it's not going to be accurate because I've got a few trades or a few things coming this week. I still need, see, some of them are silly ones that I need as well. I still need Tittlemus, Mouse, Tom Kitten, what's that, 2018 Peter Rabbit, What's that? Obviously the snowman. And that is it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So it's mainly the Beatrix Potter, really. But obviously, I say, and I'm terrible because I know I've got a couple of trades coming this week, and I can't remember which ones I've got coming. And a queue, yes, obviously, and my queue garden I've not got, so I still need that. Where are we? Spending crazy on coins won't make you rich, as you don't know if they keep the values after a few years. No one can say to you it's 100%. But that's the same with anything, though, Javid. Nothing is 100% guaranteed. Absolutely nothing. So does Susie need a queue, and a queue. Angie needs a queue. I've got a spare Tittle Mouse and Tom Kitten. I said, just give me a week or so, Ron. Dale and Susie, because honestly, I've got some trades coming this week, and for the life of me, I haven't written it down, so I can't even remember what I've got coming. So just give me a week, and then I'll get back to you about whether I need them or not, because I just can't remember what I've traded this week. Anything on this week, Matt? Right, as in auctions or special features? What do you mean? Anything on? We will be on 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, from 12 till 12. Where do I do my trades? I just do them on here, just between people from the TGBC. Occasionally dabble on the TGBC Facebook group, swap group, and that's generally do it on there. Pretty much everything that I've ever needed, I've managed to get from here. So that's mainly where I do it. And you're probably going to tell me that I need to get myself onto Discord. Yes, I know, and I've even downloaded Discord onto the computer, and I just haven't even looked at it since. So I know that I need to get on there and have a proper look. Just in general life, no, Matt, I don't have much of a life away from here. I'm afraid. I don't go out. I don't like people, if you like. That's probably the best way to describe it. I don't generally like people, so I just stay at home and don't do a great deal. I have just one and only one spare People's Act. Welcome, selling it to you. I've actually just sent a People's Act to my brother's daughter yesterday. Not yesterday, was it? It's Friday. I've got all of them spare bits. It's part of 16, 17, 18. Got a spare Kew Garden. I need a 2018 Peter Wabbit. I know where you're coming from. Yeah, no, it's just me, Managed to snag a spare Benjamin Bunny, Steve. If you're interested, I can do you a good deal. I don't know if many of you were on last night. I did say that I did know somebody, or I know somebody, should I say, that's offered me 2 Kew Garden for 120 quid. Unfortunately, they're not somebody that I would particularly trust. Hence why I've not advertised that to anybody that's looking for Kew Garden, because I wouldn't want to recommend that to them and then them get ripped off. Because there's too many fakes around. I meant Coins and More. I thought he was Matt as well. Benjamin Bunny, one of the easiest to find. Don't want to sell my coins. I'm a collector, not a retailer. It's fair enough. Yeah, I'm that too. I'm not trading, unfortunately. I mean, it's always worth asking during the. Okay, Stevie, for you, 50 quid, it's a fair deal. There you go. I always ask during the day, you know, on the streams during the day and that. And as I say, everybody so far has been really good. I got lots of spares, but don't like Facebook and fed up with people saying they haven't received it when I sell it on eBay. Discord's too complicated. Halve it and halve it again, and then we're talking. Trying to tease. Yeah, that's the trouble with eBay as well, isn't it? You do get so many chances and that on there. It's funny actually. I only just £12.50 is a deal. Yeah, that's halved it and halved it again. Exactly what you wanted. Halved it to 25, halved it to £12.50. You want PayPal? That's what he asked for, Ron. Exactly what he asked for. Best fakes on eBay, yeah. Had a huge, massive trouble on Facebook trying to sell spare 10p sets. Never again. Lost it to eBay. I've only dabbled briefly in eBay just before I got into collecting coins, really. And I saw a lot of the old car booters and that kind of stuff, you know. Some of them making really good money on, you know, buying somebody's tat and reselling it on eBay for a good profit. So I sort of dabbled on there for a few weeks with it. But yeah, I mean, I guess I was quite lucky. I never really had any problems on there. And my best sale was one of the on Facebook Marketplace, and there was a woman just a couple of streets away from me, was moving, and she had one of those old DVD VHS combos that you can transfer VHSs onto the CDs, and she only wanted a tenner for it. And I whacked it onto my eBay, and it sold for about 140 quid within 24 hours. So that was quite good. What's the go with eBay? But you have to pay listing fees and they rob you cheap. Yeah, the fees are astronomical on there. I do really well on eBay with coins. Any spares always get sold on there to build my collection. Yeah, I say this, you know, maybe that is something that I will look for further down the line when I've got a bit more of a collection. Doing that. So saying I bought loads of eBay with no issues until I paid £7 for a wrestling and it didn't arrive. The guy messaged saying I flung it in the envelope and I stuck it in the post box. Oh God. I must admit, I've only ever bought a couple of coins off eBay and I've never had any problem. I'd be a bit wary about buying a more expensive coin or set from eBay. I don't think I would. Someone was selling Kew Gardens without copy mark, and most closest to real one for a tenner. Yeah, make sure my fees are covered. Anyone ever watch American Pickers? Yeah, I do. It's good. I like all that sort of stuff. Need to be careful with eBay end off. Yeah, you definitely do. Coins and more. I've saved your eBay and my favourites. I'm sure I have. Lorna loves it. I just like the security with eBay. Yeah, they do offer good security on there. I watch one of the one of the normal resellers, and it's quite funny. Who do you want me to mod? Tell me who are modding. Coins and more. Okay, that should be mod now. That should be a mod now. Yeah, and he did a video yesterday about eBay security. And it was all like a trial, you know. He'd had an issue, and he was on the phone to eBay and seeing if it got sorted and that, and they sorted it straight away for him. No, not you, Matt. The other Matt. That's all. It's getting confusing. Tracy, I've bought far too many coins off eBay. It's dangerous. Far too tempting. Yeah, it certainly is, Tracy. It's far too dangerous on there. And there are some really good fakes around as well. That's the problem as well. There we go. There's your link. Oh, that's from Chris, so I didn't even have to make him as a mod. Oh, there we go. So you've got 2 links now. Oh, you play FIFA as well, do you, Coin Hunt? I like to have a bash on there as well from time to time. Must admit, I've not had a chance. And for any of you that weren't on here earlier on, if you go over to UK Coin Hunts, I don't know if it's still the same link here that I've got. Yeah, it is. You can pre-order your Christmas coin from him cheaper than you can get it from the mint. So there you go. You can get your Christmas coins there. Right, let me get rid of some mods now, because otherwise it's going to confuse me. Oh, right, that's better. Where are we? Yeah, that's all that done. Suzanne, Matt, do we get a discount for being bro and sister from different mothers? No, anytime, mate. Like I say, it's highly unlikely that Ian's going to get the coin anyway. And if we can, if we can all get it cheaper, that's what it's about, isn't it? Looking after each other. So happy to mention it for you, mate. Pre-ordered mine, crazy stuff. Yeah, this is it. Christmas coin. Yeah, another snowman. Is Ian in? No, Ian's taking a back seat. Ian's in the bath. Ian is probably fast asleep by now. So yeah, he's just taken a back seat for a few days, or a few weeks, should I say. The stress and everything's got a bit too much for him, and he's just taken a bit of a back seat for a couple of weeks. So it's highly unlikely that you will see Ian on any stream soon. But yeah, so yeah, if you want your snowman, go over and have a look at the link that I just popped up for you. You'll need plenty of sleep to nurture that Santa beard. You wait till I tell him tomorrow. Knowing Ian, he'll come up with some sort of crazy idea, unless Warren is taking his business under. I like to live life dangerously, Stevie, you know me. I just also want to say how incredible albums are. This, I showed them earlier on when we were talking about it, and they are, in my opinion, the best albums that are available. I had the Change Checker ones and all of that, and I thought the Change Checker ones were awful. All my coins kept falling out of the Change Checker ones and that. and these ones are brilliant. Yeah, they're the only ones that I would stick with. Yeah, so his albums they're fantastic albums. Yeah, unbeatable. Totally agree. I wouldn't get any more albums from anywhere else. I would definitely get them there again. How much for the albums? I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't want to quote you a price in case I'm totally wrong. But maybe, there you go. Now, look at that, £4.19 for the albums. You can't go wrong at that, can you? Honestly. Yeah, and this is it, you know, posted it second class and it still arrived the next day. Okay, admittedly, me and UK Coin Hunt are from the same town, but I placed an order, I think it was something like Friday afternoon, and it was here on the, on the Thursday afternoon, and it arrived on the Friday for me. Exactly, Stevie, yeah. So get over there, mate, and order some albums. Who is it that's asked for my email? Tell me when you've made a note of it and I'll delete it because I don't want it staying on the stream. Once you've made a note of it, I can delete it off there so I can, you know, it's not staying on the stream permanently. Tracy's confirming those albums are brilliant. Bought 3 and went back for another 6. Yeah, no, not you, Suzanne. Jersey Coin Hunt asked for it, but he's got it now, so I can remove it. Or I remove something else. Oh, I don't know. It did say I'd removed it. Yeah, definitely. Right, that's midnight, guys. So that's me going to say goodnight to you all. Thank you all for tuning in. Get yourselves over to UK Coin Hunt and order all his albums and his all of his pre-order all of his coins as well off him, because yeah, fantastic quality and speedy deliveries. So get over and order some stuff from him. Andrew, mate, you have a good night as well. Really nice to see you drop in and have a chat. Everybody else, no doubt I will see you at some point in one of the streams tomorrow, just for a chat or whatever. But thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you all soon.